Choking on that leaf. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you. You see the European grill, so the lips split. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them shit whips. Brick slip, roll with me, get your contact. High definition, poppin', flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood, stun when I leave, dude. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you. I can't deny, I feel I'm such a fly guy. Top job, call them Sleepy Hollow when they ride by. I know the haters can't stand. I ain't got a blemish on my Jolly Rancher can. Ride on, ride. Top let down. We be through the crowd with the bass up loud. Just slide on the slab when I creep. Take a bath before you put your ass on them seats. Ride. Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide. Choking on that leaf. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you. Right. Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide. Choking on that leaf. 2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you. I hope you got big lungs if you're rolling with me. I roll quickly, rolling in it, plus I'm rolling sticky. Hit the road with me, only push it to the 50, cruising through your city, super sharp, fresh fitted. Hey, too cold with it. Check out the interior, it's hatery. Chalkboard material.
What's happening with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah, when y'all come in the building, make sure that y'all hit that like button. Comment, let me know you in the building. But before you do anything, hit the like button, because the like button free. You know what I'm talking about? And we definitely gonna cook today. Yeah. My man Free Smoke in the building. What's happening with it? John Kramer off in the building. What it do? My man straight from that ATL, Ty Swindle. Yeah, Brian Branch in the building. Yoda Wise, what's happening with it? Ty Swindle, did you go to the Jackson State, the championship game? Did you pull up? Smooth Groove Boxing, straight from that Oak Cliff. You did? What's happening with it, Smooth Groove? Starvinsky, what's happening with it? Jay West in the building. Dominic in the building. Rail Johnson 401. John Kramer, tell the queen I appreciate it. Jay Miller in the building. Rail Johnson 401. Cassandra Mason, the queen, is in the building. Lolo's, what's happening with it? Kevin Wells. Terrence Bailey, straight from that DC in the building. Big Tony. Let me see who else in the building. Mr. Aggressive, what's happening with it? DP Rocker. Spence NYC, what's happening with it? D Wilson. John Kramer. Yeah. So y'all smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? Y'all smash the like button. We definitely go cook today. You know, been a lot of shit going around. Motherfuckers running rampant. A lot of news. You know what I'm saying? A lot of news going around. Let me fix this light. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. D Wilson, what's happening with it? A lot of news running around. Brian Bradley, what's the deal with it, man? Yeah, you know. Rodney Washington, what's happening with it? From that Dallas pulling up. Yeah. Man, I seen Money Brown and them was cooking over there last night. You know, I hopped on the panel, but I ain't really get to say too much because I had to eat. I had a lot of stuff to do. But you know, I wanted to be present, but I didn't really get to say too much. So if y'all missed Money Brown's show last night, y'all might want to go back and watch that, man. They was over there cooking, man. They was definitely over there cooking. And even Hakeem Rockman Jr., he came through the building and he wanted to cook. They was cooking so tough. You know what I'm saying? Hakeem Rockman, and he also, you know what I'm saying, he let everybody know he's starting and he gonna be doing the same thing that we doing. You know what I'm saying? That I'm doing and that all the other content creators doing. He's starting up a boxing channel to talk boxing. So that's you know what I'm saying, that's what's up. Yeah, I just put a video out, and you know what? I know a lot of people gonna look at the video that I just put out, and I titled it 100 Breaking Lies. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the reports that's going around saying that Terence Crawford did 120, 150K pay-per-view buys. That shit a goddamn lie. But I know everybody gonna think like, oh, when he put that out, he was going at blue. Because the funny thing is I made the video a little earlier today. I just didn't drop it until, you know, recently, right? I just didn't drop it until recently because I was out and about or whatever. But it's crazy because right after I dropped the video, right, I made the video, and this is it. This on my kids, real talk. Right after I dropped the video, I seen that, you know what I'm saying, and salute to Blue Blood. Salute to Blue. I seen that Blue Blood had dropped a video. Hold on. Let me find it so I can get the right title. I seen Blue Blood had dropped a video a little bit before mine, right? And his title was Bad News. BLK Prime backed by Bob Arum does 120K pay-per-view buy, says Crawford. Says Crawford and Avenetian paid in full, right? I see he just, so I know a lot of people gonna say, oh man, he just dropped that shit because Blue Blood, and I hadn't even seen Blue Blood's video. His shit had it, but it was crazy because right after I dropped my shit and I went on YouTube, his shit was like right there. So I watched the video, you know what I'm saying? And he just basically was saying that he's saying that it did 120K pay-per-view buys, which I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And then he's not, and then he's just saying he brought up, you know, back when Bob Arum was telling, this is weeks ago, before the Terence Crawford fight even happened, when Bob Arum was saying that that he knows that Terence Crawford and David Avenetian had got paid or whatever, you know, half of the money before. That was old. But anyway, so yeah, I know a lot of people gonna say, yeah, he came out with that video because Blue Blood came out with his. Nah, I hadn't even seen Blue Blood video. That's on my kids. But you know, what a coincidence. And I still say what I said. Whoever saying that Terence Crawford and David I've been sneezing did 120 to 150K pay-per-views is a motherfucking lie. That shit's a lie. But we're gonna talk about that later on. Smash on the like button. Smash on the like button. We're gonna talk about that. Because if it ain't a lie, it's easy to prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a lie, look, Brenda, you must give a fuck what I believe because you're on here. You came on here, so you must give a fuck what I believe. So quit fronting and stop lying to yourself, because don't nobody else believe that shit that you just typed in, and you don't believe it. But anyway, and you don't believe that he did 125, 150K pay-per-view buys, because you ain't buy the shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't buy it. That's what I do believe. You didn't buy it. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. You know, y'all smash the like button. Smash the like button because we definitely gonna cook today. Blacksmith Ross, what's happening with it? D. Wilson said, who I got, Monster or Fulton? I heard that they ordered that fight. You did, but we got to see if Monster we got to see if Monster take that fight. Because besides Nonito Donaire, he ain't really fought nobody. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't really fought nobody besides Nonito Donaire. And shout out to Donaire, man, a real legend in boxing. But let's keep it real. Donaire is not in his prime no more. You know what I'm saying? I think that fight would have went different if Donaire was young in his prime. You can't show me no fighter on no you can't show me no combat fighter, period. I don't give a fuck if it's boxing, the UFC, jiu-jitsu, goddamn kung fu, whatever it may be. Kickboxing, you can't show me no fighter that's 40 years old in their prime. Not a Mayweather, not nobody. So, you know, as far as him against Stephen Fulton, if they fought, I got Fulton. I got Fulton beating him. That's a whole different ball game. Fulton is the bigger fighter. He's more skilled than anybody that you've been in the ring with. Like I said, Nonito Donaire is very skilled. So I'm not talking about him, but he just wasn't in his prime. So that make a difference. Now you got somebody that's skilled, that can box his ass off, that's athletic, that's in their prime. And your power is not going to translate on him like they do on them other smaller guys that you've been fighting. So, yeah, I got Fulton. He got to prove to me that he can do that same shit to opponents on that top level. He's not fighting opponents on that top level like that. You feel me? You know, maybe in that weight class, but I mean, shit, who is he fighting? Real talk, who is he really fighting? Besides Donaire, and did he fight Tete? I don't even think he fought Tete. Jay Miller, what's happening with it? And y'all, Kevin Wells, what's happening with it? Lolos, what's happening with it? And y'all smash the like button. Y'all smash on the like button. Brian Bradley, what it do? Let me see who else I missed. B Megastar, what's happening with it? Lawrence, what's happening with it? Aaron, what's good? Right, and Aaron, I'm gonna talk about that later, right? Like I said, if y'all think that they did 120 to 150K, right? Cool. It's easy to prove it. So if they can prove me wrong, I'll do motherfucking videos for a week straight talking about how wrong I was. I bet you they can't do it though. Bet you they can't do it because it ain't possible. Upper echelon, what's happening with it? DP Rocker, what it do? Dank Father, what's happening with it? My man OTB in the building, what's happening with it, OTB? What it do? Jay Wash, what it do? Yeah. So make sure that y'all smash the like button. Make sure that y'all smash on the like button. Make sure that y'all smash the like button. John Kramer said, they will say you hate for asking for, they can say whatever the fuck they want to, and I'm telling them that they some motherfucking liars. Right. I bet you I can prove that they lying before that they can prove that they did the numbers that they saying they did. And it's just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? The amount and the lengths they'll go to lie for that man. He ain't even coming out saying that shit. You feel what I'm saying? He not even coming out saying that shit. He wouldn't even come out telling you that bullshit lie that he did 150K, 120K pay-per-view buys. Come on, man. It sound good. But yeah, y'all smash the like button. Jackie Hernandez, salute queen. She said, spin the block. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get into that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Every time he tweets something, he's spelling shit wrong. But hey, man, you know, it is what it is. But let's talk about. Let me see what I want to talk about first. Let me see what I want to. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about AB. They pushed BLK Prime. They pushed the fight back with Adrien Broner. So they pushed it back. I don't know too much. I don't know too much about why or what the reason was. I mean, I can speculate that they saw that Adrien Broner wasn't, you know, that he ain't gonna be able to make the weight, that he need more time to make the weight. I can speculate that. I don't know that to be a fact. So, you know, I don't know that to be a fact. I have to look into it more. But my first thoughts, this is not saying that this is a fact, but my first thoughts when I heard that they pushed Adrien Broner's fight back is I said, oh, shit. I mean, makes sense. He wasn't going to be able to make weight. When they asked him, it's funny because when they asked AB what weight he was going to have his next fight at, he was kind of unsure. You know, he wants to fight. He said he wants to campaign at 140. That's the weight that he'll be campaigning at. But then when they asked him what weight he was gonna make his next fight at, he was like, you know, I'll probably fight at, 144, 145. He was unsure. He ain't know. Because he don't know if he can make weight. Motherfucker pregnant right now. So, like I said, my initial thoughts was that, yeah, they seen that he wasn't going to be able to make weight. You can't just continue to, you know, at the last minute. Because, see, Adrien Broner has a history of, at the last minute, the week of the fight, changing the weight. I can't make weight, so I change it to 147. He's had a history of doing that shit. You know, but when you talk about things like this, you a hater. Just is what it is. We got to keep the same energy. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that with BLK Prime and the people who report for BLK Prime, they're not going to come out and tell you the truth on, you know, well, let me say this. If the truth is that Adrien Broner, right, is too heavy and they notice that they need to push the fight back to give him more time to get down in weight, they ain't going to come out and tell you that shit. You feel me? They're not going to come out and tell you that shit. So I really don't know. That's just my thoughts. You feel me? But I really don't know why they pushed the fight back. But I'm gonna look up an article real quick. Y'all bear with me right here. Brandon House, I see you in the building. Salute. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up an article in my phone and see if I can find out why they pushed the fight back. And y'all hit the like button. It's free. Shit. You dig? Ain't no reason not to hit the like button. I know some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all mad and biting blood out the bottom of your lip because I'm speaking facts about Terence Crawford, but it is what it is. You can't change the truth. Okay, so it says Broner versus Red Catch BLK Prime pay-per-view event now scheduled for February the 25th in Atlanta. Adrien Broner will have an extra week to readjust to fame The forthcoming BLK Prime debut for former four-division titleist will now take place on February 25th in Atlanta, 1 week later than previously targeted of February the 18th. Let me see. Okay. It says a reason was not given for the date change, nor was the venue specified through State Farm Arena. Okay, so yeah, they ain't give a reason. They didn't give a reason why they pushed it back. But I mean, it's just a week. I ain't tripping. You feel me? I'm not tripping. They pushed it back a week. Okay. Oh well. If he that overweight, if he gonna be that much overweight by that time, I don't think that a week is gone. You know what I'm saying? It'll give him a little bit more time. But like I said, I'm not going to come on here and drop the news like it's a fact that Adrien Broner, that they knew that Adrien Broner had needed more time or was going to need more time to make weight. So I'm not, don't quote me on that. I don't know what the real reason was, but they just pushing it back a week. It's not like they pushing it back a whole month. Knockout, what's happening with it, Knockout? What it do? OTB says venue discrepancy. Could be, you know, could be. Big Block. Ghost Gaming, what's happening with it? But yeah, man, AB made a statement, right? And I want to know what y'all feel about the statement that he made, right? His statement was, let me see, hold on. Right, I'm going to pull up the statement that he made. And I want to get y'all thoughts. Really, what's y'all real thoughts on this? Hold on. He says, I'm not just one of the elite. I'm one of the greats of all time. When I'm done, I'll be in them books forever, man. So Adrien Broner says that he's not just one of the elite fighters. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time. And when he's done with his career, he'll be in the books forever. To me, I thought that was kind of comical. And to say that about yourself, right? When you know the history of boxing and you've seen all of the greats that's come before you, you even seeing great fighters that came after you. Bro, you're tripping. You're tripping right now. Like, for me, it's very narcissistic, right, to say that about yourself if you Adrien Broner. Because first what you need to do is you need to let everybody else say that about you. I've really never heard, of course you're going to have, fans, few and far between, maybe said some shit like this, but out of the masses of boxing fans, people are not telling you that Adrien Broner's all-time great, that they one of the greatest fighters, that he's one of the greatest fighters that we'll ever witness in the sport of boxing. Nobody is saying that shit in the masses. So until people start saying that about you in the masses, right? I think it's very narcissistic for him to just always saying that about himself. Bro, you're not an all-time great. Like, real talk. It's fighters that people don't even speak about that was actually a lot better than you. Real talk. Look, for those who are my age and older, y'all know who fighters like William Joppy was, right? But the fighters, the younger generation, or say if you in your 20s and 30s and early 30s and mid 30s, you might not know who William Joppy is. But if you've been a boxing fan as long as I have, and you in my age group or older, you know who William Joppy is. Adrien Broner wasn't as good as a William Joppy. But I'm sitting here talking, and a lot of people in here don't know who the fuck William Joppy is. I'm sitting here talking right now, and my point is, a lot of people don't even know who William Joppy is. William Joppy, he might not even be in the I don't even think he's in the Hall of Fame. Right? But Adrien Broner, not even as good as him. Adrien Broner, a lot of people don't know who David Reed is. Adrien Broner ain't even as good as him. Right? So we can't just talk about, well, AB fought such and such and such and such and such. He didn't beat none of them. He didn't come close to beating none of them. And that's not an argument. Those are facts. You see what I'm saying? It's not an argument. They just plain and simple facts. So to say that you're an all-time great, name me one fighter on your resume that you beat that was great. Name me one fighter on your resume that you beat that was even a B+ level fighter. Did you ever beat any fighter that was a B+ level? Man, I'm just asking. Well, I'm a 4-division world champion. Because he always like to tell you that he's a 4-division world champion. Against who? Against who? A bunch of guys that were C and D level competition. Best fighter still to this day that he ever beat was probably Antonio DeMarco. And Antonio DeMarco was a C+ fighter at his C+ fighter, B- at his very best, but I give him a C+. Antonio DeMarco, that's the best fighter you ever beat. Other than that, I mean, who are those dudes? They never went on to be any good in the sport of boxing. So that matters. Let's stop pretending like it doesn't matter just because, because they recognize that you have talent, that you can sell, you got a whole lot of charisma, so they let you fight for vacant title after vacant title. It's not like that you fighting killers. That's what, I think it'll look a lot better on Adrien Broner part if he humbles himself. Stop telling people that you're all-time great when people are not saying that about you. Let other people say that you're all-time great. Stop telling us that you're a 4-division world champion, because then I have a right to say who you beat to be a 4-division world champion. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, stop putting yourself up there with great fighters like Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward and, you know what I'm saying, and Sugar Ray Leonard and stop putting yourself up there with those fighters, because you were never nowhere near those fighters. I don't give a fuck if you got more titles than some of those fighters did, right? You didn't do what they did, not even nowhere near it. So let's cut the bullshit, AB. You need to focus on actually winning a big fight, getting a big fight, and winning a big fight. Bro, if we sit here and we fast forward 15 years from now, 20 years from now, if your career stopped today, all we gonna remember is your antics. That's it. And we might remember you getting knocked through the ropes by Marcos Madonna. Other than that, we're not gonna fucking remember you for being in a tremendous fight and coming out with a win. Let's just keep it 100. Yoda Wise says Joppy was nice, just was surrounded by sharks, hell of a fighter. Exactly. But a lot of people don't even know who William Joppy was, and he was way better than AB. My man, the Ultimate Fight Club, the best personal trainer in the city, in the state. Salute to Ultimate Fight Club. So, you know, that's what I got to say about Adrien Broner, man, because I'm just tired, man, of him just feeding down our throat like he was just one of the, like, well, not even just, he's telling you that he's one of the greatest fighters to ever live. Cut that shit out, bro. Like, cut it out. Humble yourself, because you're not on that level. Just because you were able to, you know what I'm saying, do flashy shit on the goddamn mix and you look good against a whole lot of fucking D-level competition does not make you great. Now, if you want to say that you were one of the greatest showmen outside of the ring of boxing, that you were. You were one of the greatest showmen, one of the most charismatic fighters to ever lace up the gloves. And that's where it ends. As far as talking about your greatness, that's where it ends. Shit crazy. Yeah, Jay Grant, he's still fighting him. Okay, yeah, looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in on the making content Ultimate Fight Club. Hell yeah, MMA and boxing. Emmanuel Pettigrew says Joppy is one of his favorite fighters. Rep Baltimore. Yeah, man. Big Dose, what's happening with it? Big Dose says sub to his channel for the exclusive interview with William Joppy, with William Joppy's brother, and original music. Yeah, make sure that y'all go sub to Big Dose. Mike Biggs said Joppy from Maryland. Okay, I'm not familiar with where he was from, but shit, I remember he was one of my during that time, he was one of the fighters that I was really high on. William Joppy, like I said, David Reed, yeah. Big Dose said AB lost to everybody he needed to beat to be considered great. Yeah, bro, like, to me, it's just like, stop telling people that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Terence Crawford trying to make people say that he's pound for pound number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, let people make that decision for themselves. Stop trying to, force that shit down people's throats. Yeah. So, y'all smash the like button. Smash the like button. I might drop the link and let y'all, come up here. I might drop the link, but smash the like button, man. Let's see where these likes is at. Let me see where these likes is at. Let me see.
to the right with the best of loud. I slide, choking on that lead up. 2 miles per hour, so everybody see. Yo, I hope you got big.
Yeah. Y'all get the likes up. Smash the like button. Get the likes up.
Hit the road with me, only push it to the 50, cruising through your city, super sharp, fresh.
Yoda say David Reed used to date one of his childhood homegirls. Okay, you see, boxing is a small circle. It's a small circle, y'all. Very small circle. Yeah. So in other news, let me see. Hold on. I seen somebody post that. Matter of fact, it was Paulie Malignaggi, right? Speaking of Jamal Charlo, Paulie Malignaggi posted that Jamal Charlo he's only had one fight in the past 800 and some days. So by the time that Jamal Charlo ever get back in the ring, he only have one fight in the past damn near 1,000 days, 1,000 days. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And one thing is that Demetrius Andrade been on his fucking helmet, right? Been on Jamal Charlo helmet. The PBC, Steven Espinoza, brought Demetrius Andrade over to do business with him. To do business with them again, right? After a lot of us thought that Dudu would never be afforded the opportunity to do business with the PBC again after what he did way back in the past. Well, they we need big fights. So they brought Andrade over to the PBC once again after all of these years to build up a big fight between him and Jamal Charlo. Right? Between him and Jamal Charlo. And all you hear is stories coming out about Jamal Charlo is saying that he wants the winner of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, which is cap. It's all lies. If I know one thing and I don't know shit else, I know that Jamal Charlo don't want no parts of David Benavidez. If he wants to fight David Benavidez, we'll be sitting up here talking about what happened in that fight in the past instead of talking about what we talking about right now. He don't want to fight David Benavidez. Never has and probably never will. But my thing is, right, Demetrius Andrade, he didn't made it known so much. He's like, the only reason I came over here is for one fight. Fuck it, I might retire after the one fight I want. And the only fight I want, I don't care about no Canelo. I don't care about no David Benavidez. I don't care about no Caleb Plant. The only fight that I want is Jamal Charlo. So I came over here to hunt his ass down because Jamal Charlo, he can't run no more. Ain't no more excuses. Showtime said, all right, bet. That sounds like a good fight to us now. We want that fight too. But you ain't heard nothing from Jamal Charlo about fighting Dudu Andrade. Jamal Charlo ain't said nothing about fighting Dudu Andrade. That's interesting. No response. Quiet as a motherfucking church mouse. Now, you would think by hearing me talk, oh, he just must be a huge Dudu fan. He must be a huge fan of Dudu Andrade. Actually, no, I'm not. I think he was a great fighter at 154. Then he's a good fighter at good fighter at 160, not great. Right? I'm actually a much bigger fan of Jamal Charlo. But I got to keep it 100. Fan or no fan, I got to keep it 100. Why are you quiet as a church mouse? Every time it comes to Dudu Andrade. This man is damn near selling his soul to get an opportunity to get in the ring with you and show everybody that he's better than you. Because he believes that he's that much better than you. Right? He believes that. He's doing everything that he can to get in the ring and show that he's better than you. And you damn near pulling the Terence Crawford right now. You ain't said a motherfucking thing. Even your own network that you fight on is pulling your card. Like, fuck it. We'll bring him over here. He ain't saying shit, but we gonna bring Dudu over here, you know what I'm saying, and put Dudu right in his face, and maybe we can see Jamal Charlo get in the ring with some competition. Because if your claim to fame is beating a Sergey Derevyanchenko, your claim to fame at 160 pounds, the only claim to fame that you have is beating a Sergey Derevyanchenko coming off a loss and then losing several times after he fought you. That ain't it. That's not it. I'm just saying. And when you got your own brother, Jermell Charlo, throwing shots at you, saying, before y'all was all talking about Jamal, now y'all see who the real one is. Now y'all see who fighting all the tough competition. Now y'all see who him is. Because I'm him. And it ain't my brother. You supposed to be the big bruh. You supposed to be the big bruh. No, you ain't gonna let Dudu do you like that. I know, like Tay say, I know you ain't gonna let Dudu all in your motherfucking face. Right? You ain't gonna let Dudu all in your face. I ain't got a blemish on my Jolly Rancher can. Ride on, top let down. We be through the crowd. Shit crazy. On the slab when I creep. Take a bath for you put your ass on them seats. No, I don't know what's going on. But I know you ain't gonna let Dudu all in your motherfucking face. To the right with the best of Dank Father says, Maul back training with Mel. That's cool. I still ain't answered the question that I'm asking. Why you ain't responded to Dudu? Why are all the stories that I'm hearing about you is saying that you want to fight somebody else? You not saying his name. That's a problem, dog. That's not a good look. And my man Anthony Johnson in that Cash App, I appreciate you. And y'all hit the like button, man. It don't cost nothing to hit the like button. Smash on the like button. But hopefully, Maul, he come back with a vision, man. Like I said, I fuck with Maul. He just not, he ain't moving right, man. He not moving right. You got to be able to shake that shit, whatever going on. This is your profession, dog. It's your profession. Unless you just ready to hang up the boxing gloves and retire, bro, whatever you got going on, you got to shake that shit. Because See, this is the thing, right? I think a lot of us, we give a lot of these fighters passes and put them on a different pedestal than you do the average normal man or woman, right? Because when the average man or woman is going through shit in their personal life, they can't just stop going to work and say, fuck it, I'm going through some shit, so I'm not going to work no more. I'm going to take a motherfucking a year or two off, right? But when fighters do that shit, well, he's going through personal issues in his life. Well, that's his profession. He better shake that shit off and motherfucking and do what everybody else do. You got to keep pushing. So why does he get a pass? And that's he's going through personal stuff. You got to give him some slack. He's going through things in his personal life. Okay, cool. But that's your profession that you chose. So you still got to be able to, deal with that how you deal with it. And still attend to your profession like anybody else, any of us do. So yeah, I'm talking about it. Anthony Johnson say he mad at work right now. You feel me? So let's stop putting these fighters on pedestals, right? And acting like that they deserve special treatment that the average, normal, everyday working man or woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Bro, that's your profession. I'm pretty sure your brother, Jamel, has been going through a lot of shit in his personal life at times. Look at all the shit that Errol Spence has went through. We ain't never seen him sit out and just chill. No injury, no nothing. Just sit out and just chill because he's going through some shit. Hell no. So, I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. You looking bad out here. You know what I'm saying? You looking bad out here. And your career is passing you up. Your whole career is passing you up. And it's a goddamn shame because Jamal Charlo could have went down as a boxing legend. If you didn't have Jamel Charlo, your brother, to take up all that slack for the Charlo name, y'all probably wouldn't have a name in the game 15 years from now. But your brother is taking up all the slack for you. You feel me? Anthony Johnson says Maul gonna fight in June. If he fight in June, that's 2 years out the ring. For what? It ain't like you was Keith Thurman and had surgeries and shit. It ain't like you couldn't get a fight. Javier, what's going on with it? Salute. Sir Ambo, what's good with it? Mr. Make the fucking fight. Ricky Williams in the building. What it do? So I'm just sick of motherfuckers making excuses for certain fighters and shit, cause holding them on a higher pedestal than everybody else that live a normal motherfucking life do. I guarantee you that my brother Ricky Williams has had times that he was going through a lot of shit in his life. He was fucked up. He was probably getting into it with his wife and whatever else. But he still had to go and attend to his profession. Still had to go and attend to his profession. But y'all want to fucking tell me like, oh man, y'all got to cut him some slack. He's going through personal issues in his life. Okay. The fuck that got to do with your profession that you chose? You dig? So y'all smash the like button. Smash the like button. And Tay D, I ain't finna get into what he got going on with his wife. I ain't, that ain't none of my business, man. It ain't really none of my business what no man got going on in they home with they spouse or they, woman. Ain't none of my business. But I'm just saying, whatever it may be, bro, you still got a profession to attend to. If not, hang it up and retire. Because I'm sick of all this bluffing and shit. What you gonna do? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm this and I'm that, but then won't get in the ring and prove it. Swat Jones, what's happening with it? Salute. Now, let's talk about William Old School. I see you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link now. Wait, let me see where these likes is at first. Let me see where these likes is at. But we gotta get these likes up, we gotta get these likes up. Let me see. Yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Smash the like button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. I know it's a lot of haters in the background. You feel me? I know it's haters in the background. I know it's haters in the background. You feel me? I know it's motherfuckers biting the bottom of their lip, biting blood out the bottom of their lip. Fuck him, I ain't hitting this like button, man. He made me mad because of what he said about Terence Crawford. But yeah. Now, I'm going to drop the link real quick. And we're going to cook on these next two subjects I want to cook on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me drop this link. And I'm going to let's see. I'm going to let 4 people up here. I don't want to get it too full because I ain't trying to have no 5-hour show. I don't want to get it too full. And everybody is welcome on here, you know what I'm saying, except for Money Brown TV. You know what I'm saying? Because Money Brown TV, he pissed me off because he's saying that Terence Crawford ducked Errol Spence. And I think that he's a coon for saying that shit. And Money Brown TV said that he didn't pay for Terence Crawford's pay-per-view. And I think that Money Brown TV is a self-hater. You know what I'm saying? He don't support black people. And he's a coon because he didn't pay for Terence Crawford's pay-per-view. So I've dropped the link, but everybody but Money Brown, he can get the link. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Let me pin the link in the chat. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Hey, nah, but real talk. I was talking about you earlier, Money. I was saying how y'all how you had a hell of a show over there yesterday, man. Y'all was cooking over there. Like I said earlier, man. If y'all missed Money Brown TV last night, go back and check that shit out, man. Epic show he had in salute to Drico, man. I gotta respect my man Drico. Drico will come through and he don't be saying nothing but a bunch of bullshit. But Drico, he gonna go on any panel, right? If you're talking about Crawford, and he gonna try to hold it down. Now, this funny shit is Drico got mad as a motherfucker when Money started getting in his ass. Hold on, let me pin this. Money Brown started getting in Drico ass. And you know right? And salute to all my New York niggas, you know what I'm saying? Salute to all my NY niggas. But you know when the NY nigga get mad because they start telling you where they from and what borough they from. Yo, son, I'm from Brooklyn, son. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass, son. Yeah, son. Fucking Brooklyn, son. Son, I ain't never lied, son. I'm from Brooklyn, son. That motherfucker, hey, he got to tell you where he from. Hey, that's how you know you get a New York nigga mad and shit, you get a hey, they gonna tell you real quick where they from. They was like, nigga, I'm just telling you, we talking about boxing, bro. I ain't asked you where you was from. Yeah, son, son, you know what I'm saying? Fuck this Terence Crawford, I'm from Brooklyn, son. Hey, well, I said, hey, when he started telling motherfucker where he was from and what borough he was from and, you know what I'm saying, what projects he came, I said, oh, yeah, you got him now. You got his back up against the wall now. You know what I'm saying? That nigga ready to fight. That motherfucker, hey, oh, shit. That motherfucker was ready to goddamn, he was ready to jump kick money out his wheelchair and shit. I'm from Brooklyn, son. Hey, that nigga was ready to jump kick money out his wheelchair. I said, oh, shit. You got this nigga Drico mad now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That nigga, yeah, kid. Yeah, kid. You know where I'm from, kid. Said, oh, shit. This nigga Drico mad now. Man, what's happening with it, upper echelon?
What's going on, brother? What's going on, man?
What's happening with it, dog? Man, y'all hit the like button, and I'm gonna cook on this. I'm gonna cook on this Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis shit because everybody know, you can run the film back. You it's receipts. Everybody knows that when they announced, right, it was a whole bunch of announcements, fake announcements that Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis fight was made. You know what I'm saying? It was dates given. It was all type of shits given, right? And I was always the one that was saying, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. If they couldn't get Terence Crawford and Errol Spence done, how the fuck they gonna get this fight done? Well, now I know that it's different situations. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact is that the reason the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight didn't happen is because one fighter wanted to fight and the other fighter didn't want to fight. With Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, it looked like that both fighters actually wanted to fight. So that was the difference. But as far as the business, I always said the business was going to be very hard to, accomplish, to seal the deal. The business, right? So that's why I always said, even when they announced the fight and said, okay, it's pretty much official, I still said, I don't believe it until I see both of them get in the ring. I don't believe it. Now, like I had been saying, they still ain't signed the contracts. Oscar De La Hoya just did an interview. What was it, this weekend? And they asked him about the fight, and he said, well, the contracts are still not signed. It's still, a couple things that we need to go over. And once we do that, we'll get the contract signed. Contracts ain't signed, dog. I mean, it sounds good. You can give a date and everything. But when you're in a situation with Showtime, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, if Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather have any involvement in this fight. I don't know. like I said, my thoughts, these are my personal thoughts. It's not a fact. I don't know. My personal thoughts was always that I don't see Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather letting the fight go down with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis and not being involved in it. I don't see that them finally giving Gervonta Davis, his termination papers on the eve of a fight with Ryan Garcia, the biggest fight in his career. A fight that's going to do maybe 1 million pay-per-view buys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that situation, but I know in this next fight, Mayweather Promotion ain't involved in it at all, right? But I also know that Gervonta Davis said that, shit, we can work together. I'm not saying that me and Mayweather Promotions can't work together down the line. I don't know what they got going on. But what I do know is when you got entities like DAZN and Showtime Boxing who've never linked up to get anything done on this magnitude, they couldn't get Jamal Charlo and Jaime Munguia done. Like, they've never been able to get anything done. They couldn't get Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder done. Once again, they've never been able to get any business done with a fight of this magnitude. Nothing even close. So I look at that and I say, that's going to be a problem. Now, we already talking like the fight is already, pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. And Oscar De La Hoya got to keep it 100 with y'all and tell y'all it's not. Still things that got to happen. We still got to, get the fight signed. And I know a lot of people might say they're just waiting to see if Gervonta Davis wins his next fight. That's all they waiting for. Well, if that was the case, I think that Oscar De La Hoya would have said that. Well, the fight is not signed because we still got to wait, for Tank to win his next fight. And then once he wins his next fight, everything will be signed. That's not what he said. You feel me? And I know he said that he optimistic for the fight to happen, but I don't know, bro. I don't trust these. I don't trust the. What do you call it? I don't trust the networks and the promoters in boxing when they have a personal vendetta against each other. We all know that Oscar De La Hoya says nothing but bad shit about Al Heyman. Al Heyman is involved in this. Al Heyman is the advisor for Gervonta Davis. Yeah, Anthony, that's the word I was trying to come up with. The powers that be. I couldn't think of that word for shit, but yeah, the powers that be. I appreciate you, Anthony. We all know that, right? The powers that be, they don't fuck with each other at all. At all. We even heard Oscar De La Hoya saying that he didn't want to have nothing to do with Al Heyman in these negotiations. He wanted Al Heyman to move to the side so he could work with Floyd Mayweather. He said that he was more comfortable working with Floyd and Leonard and didn't want to have nothing to do with Al Heyman, that Al Heyman needs to step to the side. Now, we know how Oscar De La Hoya feels towards Floyd Mayweather. So for him to say that he'd rather work with Floyd Mayweather, that shit let me know something right there. So with all that being said, man, I don't believe this fight is going to take place until they step in the ring. A lot of times, right, they'll basically do shit like this to make it like, oh yeah, the fight's already happening, right? Knowing that they haven't signed shit to see how much they can build the fight up. And then once it gets so fucking big, right, because it's going to be split, it got to be split promotional platforms, and that's another problem. we're hearing certain reports that it's going to be on DAZN. Then we hear other reports that the fight is going to take place on Showtime. Right? Then we hear other reports that say, well, DAZN is going to have it on their platform on pay-per-view to where you got to pay for a subscription and you also got to pay for the pay-per-view. Right? And also with that, Showtime is going to have it on their platform, pay-per-view, where you can go to Showtime. And I'm like, when I'm hearing that, I'm like, which one of those makes sense? That don't make sense to me. Because why would you pay for a subscription that costs you $20 a month and then on top of that, pay for the pay-per-view when you could just not pay for the subscription and buy it on Showtime and save $20? You see what I'm saying? And then another thing is like, okay, if you have it on DAZN and you have it on Showtime, Gervonta Davis is the A side, but you fuck around and have more people buy the fight on DAZN than on Showtime. Now Ryan Garcia, right, in DAZN, they get the bigger split on the back end because all that money that they get on DAZN go to them. Is that fair? So it's just a lot of shit that people are not even talking about. That's going to be a big discrepancy to make this fight happen. And trust me, all of these things have probably already come up, but it's going to come up even more leading up to the fight. Why do you think that Ryan Garcia is saying that he wanted to go straight into a Gervonta Davis fight, and then Gervonta Davis, when asked about why is he fighting Hector Garcia, when he's clearly telling you he didn't want to fight Hector Garcia, and he's laughing and he's saying that just because they, and he was about to say because they want this is what they want me to do, but he's just like, I don't really want to talk about it. He said he don't really want to talk about it. So that lets me know that Gervonta Davis didn't even want to fight Hector Garcia. Tank also wanted to go straight into a Ryan Garcia fight. But you know why they didn't? And you know, you'll have other fucking channels come out here and tell you, oh, well, they didn't have the funds. That's bullshit. Because that fight is going to make the funds. Right? But the reason they didn't is because they needed more time to come to an agreement with the business. That's why they're not fighting each other right now. That's why they both having a fight in between. That's just real. Use common sense. I just listen to what both fighters are saying. And it lets you know that they don't have the business done. The powers that be still haven't come to an agreement. That's why ain't no contract signed. And y'all hit my like button. Sheena, what's going on with it, Sheena? Like I said, support the channel. If you can't support the channel no other way, at least hit the like button. That shit free. Upper echelon, man. What's your take on that?
My take on it, man, they just doing, I just feel like they just using one to build up the other one until they get it down. I feel like that the DAZN and PBC was coming to a deal when like they gave Stanionis to Ortiz because they could have purse bid on that fight right there. But I felt like they let the DAZN get the purse bid, you know, for Oscar so they can like, you know, better working in the future. That's the way I thought it was. You feel me? But we still ain't got no clarity yet. Because, you know, they got Virgil Ortiz, his biggest fights against Montes Stanionis. That's a big fight. And Showtime and them could have bid on that, but they didn't. And that's why I was thinking maybe, you know, one hand wash the other. Because, you know, they also do that sometimes, too. Because right now, Virgil's a bigger star than Ryan, really. That's how I feel about that one right there. But you know, they do a lot of things that we question, man. It's just they try to feed us what they want to feed us, man. And you know, sometimes we might get a steak, but most of the time we get bologna and spam, bro. But yeah.
So I mean, do you think that we're gonna have some problems getting this fight? Say Tank go and win and beat Hector Garcia. You think it's still a lot of obstacles that they got to go through to get these contracts signed?
I feel like with Virgil Ortiz getting a Montestanione fight, it won't be as many obstacles as it was before. Because I feel like one hand washed the other. And I really feel like that was a deal.
Well, that fight had to go to purse bid, dog.
I know, but you know, PBC could have bid on that. They went to purse bid because Montestanione didn't like the deal that he was given to. That's why I went to purse bid. But PBC didn't even bid against the purse bid.
But them going to purse bid means that they didn't come together and do business together.
No, that's because Montestanione
because if a fight goes to purse bid, if it's the zone, and say it's the zone and PBC, right?
Yeah.
Now, right, and that fight gets ordered, right? And it's a DAZN fighter and a PBC fighter, and that fight gets ordered, right?
Yeah.
If you can do business together, it don't need to go to purse bid.
Yeah, I understand that.
If they don't do business together, well, then it has to go to purse bid because that fight was ordered.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the fight was ordered. Staniones didn't like his cut. But what I'm saying is PBC could have also bidded on that purse bid. They didn't. This is what I'm saying. Like, they chose to let the zone do it so they can get a man what they wanted to give him, because with the purse bid, he wasn't liking the deal that they was trying to give him.
But that's speculation. We don't know that, bro.
I know, but you know, the purse bid, I think they said the purse bid was less than the deal that he was offered.
But yeah, I feel you on that. But we don't know if that PBC didn't bid on it. So that maybe we because just like you saying that, then somebody else can come and say that PBC didn't bid on it because they don't do business with motherfucking DAZN.
But if the fight's ordered and
you also gotta understand that Emmanuel Stanionis is not a PBC fighter. He's a fighter with Richard Schaefer, dog. He's not a PBC fighter. He's under Richard Schaefer, so that really don't slide.
No, what I was saying, I meant the Showtime. That's why I said Showtime and then bid on it.
He's not a Showtime fighter neither. He's a Ring Star Promotions fighter with Richard Schaefer. Richard Schaefer is his promoter. They just fight on Showtime because Richard Schaefer has a good relationship with the PBC, but he's not under Showtime. He's not signed under Showtime. He's also not signed under the PBC.
That's true, but they could have bid on it though, right?
And Knockout says that PBC did bid on it. He says they bid 2.1 million and Golden Boy bid 2.3. So that's out the window. All that shit out the window, up echelon. And that's true. They did bid on it.
Oh, I thought they said they didn't bid on it.
Yeah, they did bid on it. So that's what I'm saying. So you know, all I'm saying, I'm not saying that they won't get the fight done, but I'm saying, you know, hey, don't be surprised if it's obstacles due to the powers that be. And I see what my brother Knockout that just grabbed the link just said. He's saying that, you know, in his opinion, the only obstacle is going to be Ryan Garcia pulling out the fight. And we all know, right, due to Ryan Garcia's history, in his recent history, that can be a major issue. But I'm just speaking as far as the suits, you know, the power that be. But Knockout, what's happening with it?
Hey, what's good, Keith? What's up with the Up Echelon? Shout out to everybody in the chat. How y'all doing, man?
What's up, brother?
Hey, just real quick, what I wanted to say, man. PBC did bid on that Virgil and Stanionis thing. They bid 2.1 million, and they barely got beat by Golden Boy by $2.3 million. So they lost by $200,000. The issue in that fight was Virgil Ortiz. Obviously, he's more popular than Stanionis. He's the bigger name, but he would be considered the challenger. And so he was only getting a 35% purse split. And they didn't want to accept that shit. They didn't want Stanionis making more money than Virgil. That's why they ended up going to purse split. Now, Virgil Ortiz and his side, they still ended up where Golden Boy won, but now that Golden Boy got control of the fight, Golden Boy is able to still pay Virgil something on the side, even though he's only gonna get 35% of that $2.3 million purse bid that Golden Boy was able to win.
So Stanionis is still getting 65% though, right?
Yeah, or that particular part, but Golden Boy can still pay Virgil something on the side.
Okay. So hell, Stanionis getting a pretty big payday then and shit.
Yeah, he getting a real good payday. And the thing that Keith was saying about the suits and the whole situation with Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, I agree with him wholeheartedly. If I'm Showtime, if I'm PBC, I'm already looking at backup plans, bro. I'm already looking at Frank Martin. I'm already looking at other people that can fill in for that date in case things go awry with Ryan. And even if they do agree and they get everything signed, as y'all were touching on, bro, even with Ryan Garcia's history, pulling out of the Javier Fortuna fight, pulling out of the JoJo Diaz fight. Now, he went back and fought Javier Fortuna, but, I mean, at the end of the day, he still pulled out of that fight. He pulled out of negotiations with this same team. This same Tank Davis team was in negotiation with Ryan Garcia in 2021, and they ended up pulling out of those negotiations, claiming that he had a Manny Pacquiao fight. So when you know who you're dealing with, you just prepare yourself. And so even if Golden Boy gets Ryan to sign on the dotted line, if I'm Gervonta Davis, I'm the PBC, I'm asking Golden Boy, hey, man, make sure Williams Zepeda is on this card. Let's see if we can get JoJo Diaz on this card. Let's put Frank Martin on this card. We need as many lightweights on this card as possible. So if Ryan pulls some bullshit and we gotta move some shit around, we got people that's already in camp that's still already pretty big names. Like, I don't see any reason, like, in my world, a perfect thing to do if this fight goes through and we just saw the performance that Frank Martin put on, there's no reason why PBC and Golden Boy can't do what Top Rank and PBC was able to do for that third Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury card. Just get a bunch of dope ass matchups between their two stables. Shit, I love to see Frank Martin versus Williams Zepeda on the motherfucking undercard, bro. That shit'll be lit.
Great.
You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucking Edwin De Los Santos versus JoJo Diaz on the undercard, shit like that. So they can make a great card and make that shit come together proper. But I'm with Key, bro. Like, the fact that they ain't signed shit yet, it kind of makes you hesitant. The only thing that gives me like hope and make me still kind of be confident is I don't think the PBC themselves, and I don't think Steven Espinoza, I don't think they can ill afford to be coming out making announcements that shit is agreed to and announcing fights and shit like that unless they was like 99.9% confident that this shit was gonna be done. Because Steven Espinoza, he got bosses at Showtime and shit. He can't just be saying that they got the Ryan and Tank fight on deck and that shit don't be basically a foregone conclusion. Same with PBC and Al Heyman and his investors and shit. Now, if this was somebody like Coppinger that was saying this shit, how he was about the fucking Terence Crawford Errol Spence fight, then I think that's something that would give me pause to cause. But the fact
like
that
you said about the Manny and Ryan fight too.
Yeah. The fact that it's Espinoza that's announcing it and it's Al Heyman letting the PBC official site announce that that shit is done, bro. I'ma still ride that it's done. But I'm with you, Key. My ears are definitely perked up, and I'm on the other shit as we always have to do with Ryan Garcia, bro. And that's really all.
Yeah, man. My thing, like I said, I noticed that the energy that Oscar De La Hoya had, to let everybody know, like, that shit ain't done. We still got things. We still got a little bit of things that we gotta, fix and iron out, and we still gotta sign the contracts. So to me, like, they always gonna make it sound smaller than it really is. Anything can change from the time that they initially announced it to April to now. And then from now to April. And like I said, and that's not even talking about Ryan Garcia pulling out. That's just talking about with the powers that be. That's just me talking about with the powers that be. I mean, we know how boxing is, man. They quick to announce some shit. A lot of times they do shit like that to see, okay, how the fans gonna react. You know what I'm saying? How big is this fight gonna be? Let's announce it. Let's tell everybody that, it ain't signed yet, but it's pretty much we got a date for April and everything. And let's try to gauge to see, what the excitement about this fight is gonna be. And sometimes they do shit like that in boxing, you know. Then all of a sudden, oh well, you know, the fight fell through, and then you get one side saying this, and you get the other side saying that. It ain't nothing new in boxing. That's why I don't be trusting none of this shit. I don't be trusting none of this shit. But yeah. Anyway, y'all smash on the like button. Anything else y'all got to add to this before we move on?
Nah, bro. I just want to say, you know what I mean? Like, I hate that. I know how much of a boxing fan you are, and obviously you know how much I love the sport. I hate that it's come to this shit where we got to be skeptical about everything that we hear, bro. Like, I really hate that shit. Like, every time it's a fight announcement or a fight ordered and shit, I find myself, instead of getting excited about the shit, I find myself thinking of, oh man, this shit ain't gonna happen. Like, how this shit not gonna happen? It's a bad state of the sport, man. That's why this Ryan Tank shit, that's why it's so big, bro, and it gotta happen, or it's gonna be another black eye for boxing. And that's why, like, bro, we had a really good year of 2022. It was a lot of good boxing fights, but right now 2022 is more remembered for the shit that didn't happen, and that's the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight. And it's because of shit like this, bro. Like, you want to be excited. I know you want to be excited. You think Tank and Ryan is a good fight, but you got to come on here and have a show about some shit that might not happen, and you got like valid points behind that shit. Can't nobody refute what you're saying, because it really is some shit that we all got to worry about. So that's really all I want to say about it, bro. I just hate that.
What knockout?
We gotta be like that, dog.
And you know what knockout? This was a fight I was hella excited for, because I thought, you know, I'm looking at it, you know, at all angles, and I'm like, this could be a very competitive fight, a dangerous fight for both fighters, right? But now I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not that excited about the fight that I was initially, because when I heard that Ryan Garcia pulled out a tune-up fight that they had for him, to me, that made his chances of winning the fight with Gervonta Davis, to me, that lowered his chances by a whole hell of a lot. You know what I'm talking about? Like, seeing Gervonta Davis active, having a fight, going into the fight with Ryan Garcia at his best, you know what I'm saying, sharp, and then seeing Ryan Garcia go into a fight off of almost year layoff when he the underdog anyway, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, and then it, like you said before, Tank going there and knock his ass out, they're gonna take credit away from him, because it's a valid excuse that's already built in. Well, Ryan Garcia was motherfucking off. A motherfucker wasn't even fighting. You know what I'm saying? So that gets me less excited for that fight. It really do. Like, just like when I talk about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, I want to see both fighters at their best. And Ryan Garcia pulling out a fucking tune-up, bro. Like, I can't tell you that that's him at his best. And on top of that, right? Not even that you pulling out of a tune-up, you taking the fight at a weight that you haven't fought at in years. He only, you know what I'm saying? They're only fighting at 1 pound catch weight. Tank fight at 135. The fight is scheduled to take place at 136. That's motherfucking Ryan Garcia ain't made, you know what I'm saying, under 140 pounds in some years now.
Big facts, bro. Big facts.
And see, that's what gets me as a boxing fan, bro, because the beginning of 2022, this was one of the greatest starts that we had in a long time, bro. And it was going good the whole first half. And then it stalled out. And then we started hearing about fights and it's not being made. And you want to believe in the people. You want to believe that the fights are going to happen. But a lot of times they're not pulling through. And then now they're early and them hurt. Now a person want to call him out again. And I don't even really want him to go back down that road. But
yeah, we gonna get on that right now.
Yeah, but I was about to say, but Ryan,
right now,
I can't trust Ryan, bro. Ryan, he started getting anxiety whenever the fight started getting close to it. And it's a 40% chance that he might pull out. That's just how I feel about Ryan all the time.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that upper, and I'm gonna tie this up, and I ain't gonna be too much long because I know we moving on, Key. And the main thing, bro, that I got from you that I agree with, that it kind of I feel you on the Ryan tune-up shit. It's not so much the tune-up. It's for me, bro. It's somebody that really try to analyze this shit and really try to do predictions and shit and try to see who I think can win and what chances they got and shit, bro. The main thing for me is it makes me question how serious he is about beating Gervonta Davis. Because somebody that's serious, bro, somebody that's trying to step on shit, somebody that's really coming to wreck shit, nigga, I'm getting the tune up. Nigga, I'm making sure I'm prepared. I'm about to cut this weight this one time. And nigga, I'm finna be in camp for your ass for like 7 straight months. Nigga, I'm trying to step on shit. And then you look at the opposite of that, what Tank is doing. That man been in camp since October. He probably finna go in here, Hector Luis Garcia, and then after that shit, maybe take a week or two off. Then he gonna be right back in camp for April, bro. Like, he really showing that, yo, I'm serious. I'm trying to step on shit, bro. I'm trying to stay in shape and trying to step on shit. And Ryan Garcia is just the opposite. Oh, man, I just want to be – I'm only going straight after Tank. I don't need no tune-up. I'm knocking his ass out in 2 rounds. Like, bro, come on, dog. Like, even if you do that shit, you won't even surprise the world, bro. You'll surprise yourself, nigga. Like, don't nobody – even if you win, ain't nobody expecting you to knock that nigga out in a round or 2, bro.
I think
Like,
Ryan ready to leave
you know what I
boxing.
mean? Like, it just make me – when he pulled out that tune-up, it gave me that vibe of, oh, this is clown shit again. He ain't serious and shit. He really think this shit a game, and it just made me, you know, it took some luster off the fight. So, bro, I agree with everything you said. I ain't got much else on Tank and Ryan. I just hope the shit happen, bro, and I'm off of it, man. I ain't got nothing else to say.
And to back up what you said, right? It's crazy because, like I was, and to piggyback on what I was saying, right? You're fighting at 136, a weight that you ain't fought at in years, right? So, wouldn't it be ideal for you to take this tune up? You're the A side. So you can say, okay, we fighting at 136 pounds. He could do that easily. He could do that. I want to, okay, I'm going to take this tune up. We're going to do it at 136. I want to see how I feel at 136. I want to get a fight in at 136 to see how I feel. But you don't just go into no motherfucking Tank Davis fight naked. Fuck, why are you going to go into the biggest fight of your career, right? You stepping up, let's say, the best fighter that he's ever fought was on the C-class level, right? You stepping up, motherfucking, you going from college to the all-star game, right? You going from playing in college straight to NBA all-star game. And you don't want to practice? You don't want to have a game, you know what I'm saying, with the pros just to see how you perform against them? You going from playing to college and then you going to sit out and they going to put you straight in the NBA All-Star game? Where they do that at?
Nowhere, bro. And even if you talented enough, which Ryan might be talented enough, you got to get used to the speed and players being as talented as you.
Yeah, he Christian Laettner.
You translate that shit. You translate that shit to boxing, bro. It's like you might have the hand speed, you might have the power and shit, but if you ain't used to that, if you ain't been working against that, if you ain't seen that shit before, bro, you can get in there and get shocked, and we might not even see the best you because you could get shocked, mistime some shit because you ain't used to somebody as fast and as powerful as Tank, and now your ass on the canvas in 4 rounds when you probably might be better than that, bro. But because you didn't prepare properly, because you wasn't serious enough, bro, and you didn't give yourself the best possible opportunity by doing like you said, go ahead and make 136 one time. Go ahead and take a fight so I can be in camp for as long as possible and just go back-to-back camp so I can be as sharp as I possibly can. When you don't do everything that you can to put yourself in position to win, bro, and then you go out there and you lose inside the 6 rounds, bro, you're doing yourself a disservice, bro. It's like a nigga that's struggling to make weight all the time, but he don't never hire a motherfucking nutritionist, bro. You're not doing everything you can to make yourself better, bro. It's just crazy to me. So I agree with you, bro. I can talk about this shit, like but I'm gonna go on mute until we talk about another subject. I can keep going.
And what he sounds like to me, he sounds like Rolly. When Rolly walk around telling you that he gonna knock out Errol Spence, he moving up to 147 and he's stopping Errol Spence. He sounds like Rolly to me when he said, "Oh yeah, I don't need no practice. I don't need shit. I'm going in. I'm knocking out Tank in 2 rounds." Him and Rolly sound just like each other. We all know good so motherfucking well. Rolly don't believe that he can move up to 147 and stop Errol Spence.
See, that's the thing. They don't even really want to be in boxing no more. I think they just want the fame. I think they don't want to be in there fighting no more because they really ain't have the heart for it. They just got little fans. And I think Ryan ready
It's like you just talking, right? To talk yourself into a big payday.
And then they want to get out.
Adrien Broner. We all know that Adrien Broner is just glad that he got a big payday. That's it. That's all he talk about. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on, man. In G5, I see you in the building. My man Swat Jones says that's a huge jump. Ryan is very confident, but if Ryan don't get off that flat foot and on his heels, Tank is gonna catch him with a big left hook. I see that. He's not even serious, bro. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You don't go into the biggest fight of your life and nonchalant. Like, oh yeah, I don't need pray. What the fuck? Who the fuck do that shit, bro? We not taking you serious. And I was one of the ones that was really taking Ryan serious.
He just want a payday. That's what it looked like, a payday, a money grab.
What it is. That's all it is. I'm not taking no tune-up. I don't need no practice because shit, I just want to get straight to this payday. What it is, bro.
Like that shit, like Key. Like I invite you over for a TKO debate series, and I had you debate against some nigga that's always in the chat, ain't never been on the panel or whatever. He might know boxing, but he ain't gonna be ready for that shit, bro. And you gonna cook his ass, cause maybe he know boxing, maybe he know a lot of boxing, but bro, if you ain't really practicing that shit, if you ain't ready for that shit, somebody like Key gonna get up there and do your ass dirty, bro. Do you greasy and shit, and that's what he putting himself in position to walk into. All this talent, all this hand speed, all this length, all this power, but not taking advantage of the opportunity to get better. And then you go in there and maybe you might be good enough to challenge Tank. But maybe we don't get to see that shit because you didn't take the lead up and you didn't take preparing serious, bro. That shit sad, bro. It's a disservice to the sport that we all love, man.
Right. And y'all smash the like button if you in the building, right? If you can't support the channel no other way, at least hit the like button. It's free. Like, we shouldn't even have to ask you to come in and hit the like button. Smash on the like button. You know what I'm talking about?
Y'all missed this. It's a money grab. I've already peeped it out, though. That's like a lot of these boxers don't want to fight. They don't want to go through the hardships. They just want a bag. That's it. And he know Tank is the bag. Everybody know that Ryan and Tank gonna do numbers. Ryan don't want to be out here. He don't have the dedication or the commitment to be a fighter like that. You see, he pulled out. He got the mental health. He rather be a YouTube star or a TikTok star. He's just trying to get him a big enough payday where he can go out and he can do what he want to do and live off his residual money and that money that he make it off a payday. That's all they want. That's what Rolly want. Rolly trying to talk himself into a big payday. That's it. He done seen that money he got for the Tank fight. Now that's what everybody's trying to do. Most of these fighters ain't really trying to fight. They're just trying to get in position so they can get that one big fight and get paid. That's all it is. I seen it. I'm peeping the landscape.
Yep. And once again, man, we finna cook on this whole Terence Crawford shit, man. So hit my like button and refresh my super chat. Refresh the super chat. If people telling me that they trying to super chat and they can't refresh the super chat. Refresh the super chat. Now, man, let's cook. Let's cook for real, right? All these reports coming out that Terence Crawford, not all these reports, I ain't gonna say that, right? But these reports supposed to be from Boxing Media Facts coming out saying that Terence Crawford and David I've been sneezing did 150K, did 120 to 150K pay-per-view buys. And Sean Clark, man, I appreciate you for refreshing my super chat, man. I appreciate you. And my man Jay Wash in the super chat, refreshing the super chat, man. I appreciate y'all refreshing my super chat. Real talk, I appreciate y'all. Now, all of these reports coming out that he did 120K pay-per-view buys to 150K pay-per-view buys. The first report that I saw came out was from World Combat Sports. And then after I made my video, I seen Blue Blood video and Blue Blood saying he did 120K. World Combat said he did 150. Blue Blood said he did 120K. And I see, other people that ride heavy for Terence Crawford saying he did 150K. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I say they some motherfucking lies. All of them. They lying.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this, right? Blue Blood, he works with BLK Prime. He has a valid reason to say that. You know what I'm saying? He got a reason to say that. You know what I'm saying? At least he getting paid by these people. You know what I'm saying? At least, you know what I'm saying? He has a valid reason to make it look like that they did more numbers than they really did because, you know, that's a company that he's affiliated with. That's a company that he's with, that he's a part of. So I understand that. You know, I understand that. I could look at certain shit and you know, it makes sense to me. You know, that's what they're going to do. It makes sense. It benefits, you know, it might benefit that company, right? But the rest of these motherfuckers, they out here lying for no goddamn reason. You ain't getting you're not getting paid off of Terence Crawford. You ain't getting the motherfucking penny of his purse. But you out here lying, talking about that man did 150K pay-per-view buys. Now, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I certainly ain't the dumbest motherfucker in the world, right? And salute to Mr. Mechanical in the super chat, man. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Like I said, I'm certainly not the dumbest motherfucker on earth, right? And you telling me that a man that he did a pay-per-view, his first pay-per-view on HBO. At the time, HBO was the biggest platform for boxing. If you was doing big pay-per-views, it was going through HBO. He did that pay-per-view with Victor Posto. That pay-per-view did around 50,000 pay-per-view buys on HBO. Okay, you might say, okay, well, Terence Crawford didn't really have a big enough name at that point. And KD, you heard what I said. You know what I'm talking about? You heard exactly what I said, bro. So I don't know why you asking me when you heard what I said. Now, to continue what I was saying, right? So you might got people say, well, Terence Crawford, he wasn't known like he is now. Okay, cool. Then you go down the line years later. He does a pay-per-view with Amir Khan on ESPN, the biggest sporting platform worldwide. Amir Khan has a big name in the sport of boxing. Amir Khan had been on pay-per-view with Canelo. Amir Khan was one of the biggest names in the UK and had a name over in the US. Have fought plenty of US fighters in big fights. You do that pay-per-view, you still don't do over 120K. Well, it was against Amir Khan. Everybody knew he was going to stop Amir Khan. People didn't want to buy Terence Crawford and Amir Khan because everybody knew that he was going to knock out Amir Khan. That's why that pay-per-view didn't sell, because it was Amir Khan. Okay, cool. Then we fast forward. Now Terence Crawford, he's number one pound for pound. One of the biggest names in boxing, supposedly. Still on the biggest platform in all the sports. Worldwide, ESPN. Real quick knockout. Roughly, how many people are subscribed to the ESPN app? If you know, I don't know.
Last time I looked at it, was at least like 15, 20 million.
Okay, let's say
that's just downloads from the iTunes store, because I got an iPhone. Ain't no telling how many they got from the Android store.
I thought it was 33
directly to their TV.
I think with Google and Android, it's like 33 million download subscribers.
Okay, so let's say 20 million, right? Let's say on the low end, let's say 20 million subscribers to the ESPN app. Worldwide, you fighting on ESPN? You didn't fought on regular ESPN in big fights? You face Sean Porter, a man that's been on pay-per-view. Did over 300K with Errol Spence. has big fights that did over 1 million views with Keith Thurman on, I believe, regular TV, right?
Yep, Showtime.
Most everybody know who Sean Porter is. Biggest fight of your career at that point in time. You still didn't do over 150K pay-per-view buys. Your excuse for that one was, well, I mean, nobody knew how to order the ESPN pay-per-view. Nobody knew how to work the ESPN app. 30 million, over 20 million people are subscribed to ESPN app, but nobody knew how to order the ESPN pay-per-view on the ESPN app. So that's why it didn't do over 150K, right? That was what he said. Okay, cool. With all of that, where we know, now you fight a David I've been sneezing, a fighter that's less known than Victor Postal, less known than Amir Khan, less known than Sean Porter, on an app that nobody knows. Think they said it was like less than 5,000 people that were subscribed to the app. I don't know. On the app that nobody knows. I guess it was on the dating app. Black Prime dating app. Very little promotion. I'm talking about the least amount of promotion you could think of, right? Only promotion that it had was you talking about Errol Spence in interviews. Motherfuckers didn't even know in those interviews that you was doing that you had a fight with a guy named David I've been sneezing. Everybody that interviewed you didn't even know who this opponent was. Everybody that interviewed you had never even seen this guy fight. You had the fighters that saying that you was number one pound for pound, didn't know who David I've been sneezing was, right? On an app that they never heard of in their motherfucking entire career. So you go fight on this app when everybody talking about what the fuck is this? Who are you fighting? What's going on? And you want me to believe after your history, everything that I just broke down for y'all, that this man did 120K to 150K pay-per-view buys? More than he's ever done? More pay-per-views than he ever done on a motherfucking app that nobody never heard of against a fighter that nobody never heard of. And then you see how they try to put out there with Chris Cyborg on the card. That's what y'all want me to believe. Well, I'm going to say this. Once again, for y'all in the background that want me to clarify it a little bit more for y'all, it's a motherfucking lie. So anybody that reported it is a motherfucking lie. Screenshot this shit. You know what I'm saying? Video record this shit on your phone and go send it to them, because I'm telling you that they motherfucking lying. And I told you clearly when I'm talking about Blue Blood, he lying too. But I don't believe, but he has a reason for saying what he's saying because it benefits the company that he's working for. So I understand it. Got no beef with that. I understand it. But the rest of you motherfuckers running around lying about this shit, it benefits you no type of way. You're not making no money by telling these motherfucking lies for this man at all. Okay, yeah, you can come on and try to debate somebody on fucking YouTube and sound like a fucking idiot. But how is this benefiting you? Make no sense to me at all. So yeah, I don't believe this shit. And I'm not the nigga that's gonna sit up here and sugarcoat shit for y'all. The rest of the people can, but I'm not going to. It's a motherfucking lie. Plain and simple. And if it's not a lie, it's easy to prove me wrong. Right? All you got to do is show how many new subscribers y'all got. Because in order to order the fight, you got to subscribe to the goddamn app. So show me how many motherfucking new subscribers y'all got. If y'all can show me that you got 150K new subscribers, then I'll believe you. Until then, you're a motherfucking lie. Easy to prove. Because don't just come out here saying some shit and then think that we supposed to fucking believe the shit. Show me how many new subscribers y'all got and shut me the fuck up. That's all I gotta say. Ain't really nothing else for me to say. And let me get to these super chats, and then I'm gonna let y'all cook.
All right.
Mr. Mechanical, I appreciate you, man, in that super chat. My man, loyal to the game, boxing talk in the building. He says the only website that confirms 120K buys is PR.com site, says publish your own news everywhere. PR.com. Publish your own news. Right? Meaning that I can go on there, right? I can make this shit up and say, okay, well, shit, that's my own news. That's what I want people to hear. That's what I'm gonna put out. So McDobb says so more people purchase the fight than download the app. Right. That sounds interesting. And salute to you, man. Salute to you. And then my man, hold on. I think I missed one. My man, Sean Clark, back in the super chat. He says, Keith, can you unhide Rick Timms? He hit him on accident. Somebody with a wrench. I think you got a wrench, Sean Clark. Y'all should be able to unhide him. I can't. If I do it, I can't do it right now. Let me see if I can do it on my phone. I'll try to do it while knockout and upper echelon cooking. So
let me get
go ahead and cook on this. And I'll try to unblock him right now. And y'all hit the like button. Smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. It's free. It's free. Keaton said something that I was about to bring up earlier. Right now, BLK Prime has 6,000 subscribers. So where the hell did 120,000 pay-per-view buys come from? I'm going to tell you another thing. The fight has been on YouTube for 8 days. Free YouTube the day after the fight. It only has 300,000 views. So you mean to tell me this fight that did 120,000 buys is up for free, only has 300,000 views? I've seen people channels that have more views than that. And this is free. And it's been up there for 8 days. So even if it's free, people not even trying to view it. This thing ain't even got 500,000 views. So ain't no damn way this fight did 120,000 buys. And especially in Nebraska, where they got to pay a boxing fee for that too? Nah. But see, that's the narrative that they come out with. Because it was already something about people was talking about they lying about the numbers and everything. Remember, they couldn't get their story straight about the numbers at first. Truth be told, I heard it did between 27 to 5,600. That's what I heard. I'm not quoting it that, but I know BLK only has 6,000 subscribers. And to be a part of that fight, you got to subscribe to BLK Prime. Because I was going to subscribe to him, and I just said, nah, I'm not even about to go through all that just for a fight. And Crawford is not known for selling. He doesn't sell. His whole sales tactic is, let me start beef with Errol, and he's doing like Ja Rule and 50 Cent used to do back in the day. And notice how after Errol made his announcement at the Frank Martin fight when he said he was hurt and he pushed his date back, as soon as he said that, Bud's talking about Errol, just let you know if you want to spin the block, I'm back right there. But after the BLK fight, you said, I don't know what I'm going to do. You talking about doing other business with BLK Prime. Earl's not leaving Al Heyman. He already told you that. You didn't know what you was going to do. You didn't have no thoughts about the Errol Spence fight. That fight was past you. You was talking about going to do, you don't know what you was about to do and all this. And now as soon as Earl talk about he hurt and he pushed his date back, now you start calling his name out again. Like you trying to go through this same okie doke shit that you did last time. We're not falling for that shit no more, man. You're not about to keep trying to promote yourself off this man right here and block the whole committee like you did this year right here because you made us ruin a half a year of boxing. We're not going for that right there. We see the damn play. You keep trying to hit us with the same shit. That's the definition of insanity, is when you do the same thing over and expect a different outcome. It's not about to happen, bro. You're not selling off of it. People see through the games. And then you got these cheerleaders and these super defenders out here trying to defend the shit. The man don't even care about his buys over here. He wants to take the shit to the UK anyway. And the UK did a poll, and they said they wouldn't even pay $20 for this fight.
Okay, cool.
Come on, man. That man don't sell, and everybody that's out here pushing this propaganda. Like he said, Blue has a reason because he's getting paid by them people. But the rest of these people out here lying for no damn reason, not even getting a check for it. You can go ahead and knock out.
Man, y'all brought up a lot of great points, bro. Like I ain't speaking for nobody else, but for me, when I decide what I'm gonna speak on or what information I'm gonna call valid or what I'm not gonna call valid, I go through a process. First thing I ask myself, where is this information coming from? Who's giving me this information? Like that's the first thing that I think about. Like who is telling me this shit? And so when I look at the people that Keon name, bro, my brother, everything boxing, like, and this is no shade and no disrespect to nobody. Both of the brothers, you know, said it so eloquently, but just to drive it home, like World Combat Sports, bro, he riding for Bud Crawford no matter what, bro. All you gotta do, go check out his content. It's Bud Crawford everywhere, bro. He ain't got nothing positive to say about Earl, and he gonna do that shit. That's what he do over on this channel. You know, more power to him. Do your shit, whatever, bro. So I'm not listening to any information he tries to give me as it comes to something objective like the pay-per-view performance of a fight with Bud Crawford in it, because he is not going to be, he's not the type of person that I would envision that's going to, number one, keep it 100 when it comes to Bud Crawford, because I've never seen him do it before. And number two, be objective when reporting the pay-per-view numbers. You know what I mean? So I'm not listening to him, right? So there's that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not listening to anybody that I know has a bias one way or the other when it comes to that topic, bro, because I already know how you're going to try to spin shit. Secondly, Blue Blood, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, does great work over there, bro. Nothing against him. But I heard him on the broadcast doing a wonderful job for BLK Prime. I heard him tell me that he is now a partner with BLK Prime. I am not trusting anything that he has to say as it pertains to this, because I know what's in his best interest, bro. When I know it's in your interest to sell things a certain way or speak on matters in a certain way, bro, I can't trust it, bro, because I know what's in your best interest to do. You, like, if Bud Crawford did do, I don't know, 10,000 pay-per-view buys, which I hope he didn't. If he did do some really low number, Blue Blood ain't gonna come out here and tell us, because it's not in his best interest, bro. It's gonna make the platform that he did a great job partnering with, it's gonna make them look bad. So if those are the only two sources of information, my thing is I'm just not gonna speak on it. I'm gonna say it's something that can't be confirmed, can't be denied, but I don't believe it. I ain't telling nobody in the chat what to do, but I don't believe that shit, bro. And then Upper Echelon made a great point. I don't know how many of y'all are in the business, bro, and what y'all do for a living and none of that shit, but I do know this. If something is selling well, you do not give it away for free 2 days later, bro. That's any walk of life. If I have a product and I'm selling it for $40, which is how much that fight costs. If I have a product and I'm selling it for $40 and it's beating all the numbers that I predicted for it, it's beating all the projections that I had for it, and it's doing so well, I'm not going to turn around and then 2 days later give that same product away for free if it's selling so goddamn well.
It was the next day, bro.
What I'm talking about is what Upper just mentioned. You can go to BLK Prime's YouTube page, and you had the fight free Tuesday after the fight. You could go watch the whole Terence Crawford, David Avanesian fight for free Tuesday after the fight. So they had the fight on Saturday. They were charging people $40 for it. Sunday, Monday, by Tuesday, they were giving that same product away from free. That ain't how business work. If things are going well, if all your numbers is coming in and you hitting your shit and you going off the chain with it, and you selling that 120 to 150,000 pay-per-view buys, if that's what you on record to do and that's what you on pace to do, bro, you're not giving that same product away for free 2 days later, bro. Nobody in their right mind is doing that shit, bro. That, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, I welcome anyone to try to make it make sense to me. And if you can, and I'm wrong, I've never had a problem admitting that I'm wrong, bro. But the issue that people have with me is that the logic is always sound, and the sense is always coming, and I'm always kicking facts to y'all, bro. And people hate to hear that shit sometimes, but it just is what it is. So did he do 120? Did he do 150? I don't know, but I don't believe it. I need more information than what we have for me to believe that that's anywhere close to true because of how they are behaving, bro. If that's what they did in their very first thing, BLK Prime, it wouldn't have to be World Combat Sports saying it. It wouldn't have to be Blue Blood Sports TV saying it. The same way that BLK Prime came out and made a statement, all of our shit, we exceeded expectations. We did the damn thing. The way that they said that, man, they would have put a number on that shit so fast, bro. Hey, we just did 150,000 pay-per-view buys in our very first event. They'd have posted that shit on their own shit, bro. They got a Twitter page, dog. They got a motherfucker that they can call on Boxing News 24 and get him the news. So I don't believe it, but you know what I mean? Like, to me, I don't really care, because whether he did or didn't, that ain't gonna do that. Does nothing for negotiations with Errol Spence, because Terence Bud Crawford is not going to be realistic or be reasonable anyway. So whether he did it or didn't do it, shit, he gonna come in this bitch asking for what he asking for regardless, because he on that nanny boo boo. I got the last belt. That's the shit that he on anyway. So it ain't like if he did do like 30,000 pay-per-view buys, he gonna go into the table and be like, yeah, bro, you know, I understand it. I ain't a big draw no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this B-side happily, and I'll take what y'all give me because I really want the fight. He's not gonna do that anyway. Or if he did sell 120,000 or 150,000 pay-per-view buys, he still ain't gonna realize in his own, he ain't gonna understand that even if you did that shit, bro, that still don't equal what Earl been doing. So that still did nothing for you at the negotiation table. So it doesn't matter to me, bro. I really don't care. But do I believe it? Fuck nah, I don't believe that shit, man. Because, and it's my last thing, because as Keith said, bro, bigger platforms that's known for boxing, HBO, against better opponents, Victor Postal on HBO, Amir Khan on ESPN, I believe it was that HBO too? It was one or the other. And then Sean Porter on ESPN Plus. Like, all of these big platforms with all of these great opponents that were way better than David Avenesian, you perform just as well as them. The history of boxing has told us that that's not how fights work. They showed us that the better the opponent, the better the fight, the more people will pay for it. Now all of a sudden, people are all of a sudden, you're the anomaly. You're the exception to the rule. All of a sudden, now just as many people are willing to pay to watch you fight Sean Porter as they are willing to pay to watch you fight David Avenesian. Nah, bro, I can't get behind that. And I will get behind it if I can get somebody other than a very, very Crawford-centric channel in World Combat Sport, or somebody that's in business with Crawford through BLK Prime. If I can get somebody other than those two to corroborate those numbers and give me some data, then I stand corrected. But until then, I'm with y'all, bro. I don't really believe that, man. I don't think that man sold like that, bro. But it is what it is. That's all I got, man.
All right. Starvinsky, salute. What you got?
Oh, what's going on, sir? What's going on, gentlemen? Thank you for having me, man. To be honest, like Mr. Knockout said, I don't think first off, I don't believe he sold 120,000, because if he did, stuff like that doesn't come out in like the next 2 days and a week, especially. For instance, EJ fought Ugas, April 16th this past year, April 23rd. I don't really know the day, but I know on YouTube that fight's going to premiere the very next year. So if your fight sells, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't come out a week later, a few days later, or anything like that. So as far as Terence Crawford and these numbers, I don't believe that he's selling this amount. I just think people are trying to protect him as far as when he goes to the negotiation table. Because, for instance, if he does sell about 50,000, not saying Earl's going to do him this way, but it doesn't look that good, you know. So at this point, I'd rather see Keith Thurman. I don't even want to see the Crawford fight no more. I don't believe Crawford wants to fight. I think every time EJ is about to announce something, or he says he's like banged up a little bit, then Crawford wants to stick his chest out and say, hey, I want to fight, or hey, EJ, come spin the block. So if Crawford really believed in himself, because he said it, he's contradicted himself numerous amount of times, like Crawford said, he believes in himself, he'll take anything. So why didn't you take anything the first time when they tried to negotiate with you earlier this year? So I don't believe his numbers. I don't believe Crawford wants to fight. And I think EJ should either move up, fight Boots, or fight Thurman, man. But that's all I got.
Yeah, definitely. It just, you know what I'm saying, common sense tell you that this shit don't make no sense. You dig what I'm saying? Common sense tells you that it makes no sense at all. You feel me? And like I said, man, the history shows you. That's a fucking lie. But it's easy to prove. All you got to do is show us how many subscribers, how many new subs did you get on the app. how many new subs did you get on the app? That's it. Simple as that. It ain't hard. I mean, you know, that's the easiest way to prove somebody wrong. In Gotham Reckoning, turn your camera on in the background. So, I mean, you can sit in there all you want to in the background. Turn your camera on. I already know you a fucking troll. Turn your camera on. Exactly. So sit your motherfucking stupid ass back there and just listen. Okay, bet. I'll let you up here. You seem like you won't smoke because I've been seeing all that shit that you typing in the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna let you up here. Let me read this super chat. My man Christopher Schaefer says, salute ETB, panel and chat. I don't believe the numbers being reported either. But even if we give the benefit of the doubt, it's still an epic failure. Well, to me, if they really did 150K, 120K pay-per-views, to me, it's not a failure because it's on the app that nobody knows. It's on the, you know what I'm saying, against the fighter that nobody knows. So if it did 150K, that's a hell of an accomplishment to me. That's why they put those numbers out. Makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense why they put those numbers out. But like I said, it's easy to prove me wrong. And hold on. So Gotham Reckoning, I seen all the shit that you was talking in the chat. I could clearly see.
You got a super chat real quick for y'all get going, Keith.
Okay, I could clearly see you an Errol Spence hater, but you said I missed the super chat.
Yeah, you got Christopher Schaefer hit you with $10.
Yeah, I just read it.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm tripping. Y'all go ahead. My fault.
Okay, yeah. I just read it. But yeah, go ahead.
So you say I'm a hater because I think he ducking? I'm trying to understand.
Okay, explain to me how Errol Spence is ducking. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is my perspective. It ain't fact, it ain't law. My thing is this, bruh. For them, I watched the little ES News the other day, and he was saying, I heard somebody say, I think it was the trainer, he was like, hey, man, you ain't getting paid as much as Errol Spence. You can't ask for 20, 30 million. Now, off top, I'm a dude that's simple, and I'm from the bottom. I've done a lot of blue-collar work. That's like telling somebody, hey, because McDonald's was paying you 50K as a manager, even at Chick-fil-A, we pay our people 100K, and you never made 100K, you can't ask for it because you never made it before. So just keeping it fundamental like that don't seem like nobody who's trying to make a fight. Now, I ain't saying this low, but I'm just saying just keeping stuff simple. How you going to tell a man, say, bro, you never made this before, so I'm not going to give it to you? You know what I'm saying? When somebody vicious, they want to make a fight, I don't think that's the play. The same thing, now he's showing on his Instagram, he in another car crash. Bro, I don't believe that, just like I ain't believe that so-called eye injury that came out of nowhere when he was supposed to fight Pacquiao. But that's just my perspective, bro. It just don't seem to me like he's trying to make the fight. It's too much back and forth about what he should get paid, bro. I just really feel like Spence is not the same Spence, and that's why they trying to get this payday. If you watch his E! News interview, pay attention to how many times he got to swallow his saliva. Pay attention to how many times he misspeaks.
Okay. You said pretty much what you had to say, right? Now,
right.
Let me respond to what you just said, right?
Okay.
First of all, what was the first thing you said? Because you said a lot of shit. What was the first thing you said?
Well, I was talking about what they're willing to pay Crawford because he's never made that before. If that was the case, nobody.
And you made an analogy to being a worker at McDonald's, right? Because everything that you said sounded very ignorant, right? Now, if I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's and I'm a motherfucking and I'm working at the cashier at McDonald's it sounds very motherfucking ignorant for me to go in there and ask them to pay me $100,000 a year.
But that's
You know
what you
what
were
I'm saying? You
lacking
talking
perception.
about, I mean, so that right
Bro,
there, anybody knows that if
you
you're flipping burgers at
misconstruing my
McDonald's,
words, bro.
hold on.
You
Hold on.
misconstruing my words.
I let you talk, you gonna let me talk. I
But
didn't say
don't
nothing
lie
while you
on my
talking.
words. You
Now, anybody knows that if you go in McDonald's, right, and you're a motherfucking burger flipper, and you ask them to pay you $100,000 a year, you know what I'm talking about? That shit just sounds fucking stupid.
That's not what I
to make
said.
an analogy like that sounds stupid.
That's not what I said.
Now you, like I said, I'm gonna kick you up out of here if you, like I said, I put you on mute because I'm talking now. You talk, I didn't say nothing. Now I'm gonna talk. Now you came in here talking about Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford because they talking about, you know, oh man, he can't, Terence Crawford can't ask for what he used to ask for. That's what you was trying to say, right? Now, first of all, did Errol Spence make shirts calling out Terence Crawford? After Errol Spence's last fight with Ugas, did he not call out Terence Crawford and said, I'm coming straight after you? Did Errol Spence not do everything he could to make that motherfucking fight happen? Who pulled out of the fight? Errol Spence or Terence Crawford? Who's the one that pulled out of the fight? Terence Crawford pulled out of the fight. Easy. This just is simple. I mean, these are simple facts. How are you telling me that a man that stayed down all the way to the end, had no backup plan, right? Was training for the fight, started training, had a nutritionist, everything, right, for camp, and then had to turn around and watch this man snake his way out of a fight and didn't even tell nobody he was going to pull out? But you telling me that Errol Spence is the one ducking Terence Crawford? Motherfucker, you sound like a goddamn jackass. You sound like a pure jackass. Now you're telling me that a man that clearly showed that his numbers didn't add up to what all of his other numbers did, because like I said, you can go and you can see how many people are new subscribers to the app. So when Derek James tells you, look, now we see what he's worth. He can't ask for the same amount that he was asking for before, because he ain't gonna get paid the same amount that he was gonna get paid before. So that to you translate that Errol Spence is ducking when the fight was at Terence Crawford's doorstep. Errol Spence was knocking at this motherfucking door, right? Terence Crawford's wife answered the door, and motherfucking Crawford ran up under the bed and hid up under the goddamn covers like he was hiding from Dog the bounty hunter and shit. Errol Spence went to Errol Spence went to his motherfucking house, and Terence Crawford hid up under the bed. Didn't want to come out. Like, you make that shit make sense to me, bro. Make it make sense. How does that translate to you that Errol Spence was ducking when the fight was already there? He told you that he's the one that pulled out of the fight. He showed you that he's the one that pulled out of the fight. But Errol Spence is ducking the fight? And then you gonna sit up here saying that he faked the fucking accident? So he had a tow truck. He called a tow truck up, right? Said, you know what? Find me a wrecked car. Find me a wrecked Bentley from the motherfucking junkyard. Put that shit in the middle of an intersection. Turn your camera on. Also, let me call the newspaper. Put a fake article in the newspaper with a 14-year-old kid stealing his parents' car. Let me do all of this shit just so I don't have to fight Terence Crawford. Nigga, you sound like a goddamn jackass. And then before that, you said that also he made up an eye injury to duck Manny Pacquiao. So you mean to tell me that he had the doctors lie for him? He missed the biggest payday of his whole motherfucking career with a man that he had been calling out for shit at least 4 years, and he decides less than 2 weeks from the fight, you know what? I'm afraid of Manny Pacquiao. I'm gonna fake a motherfucking eye injury. Nigga, you sound fucking ignorant. I'm not even letting your ignorant ass back here on the platform, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Somebody as stupid as the shit that come out of your mouth don't even deserve to be on nobody panel. And you sure ain't gonna come back up on mine. See, I gave you a chance to hear what the fuck you was gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I gave you a chance. Okay, let me hear him out. Let him talk. But you came up here and just sounded like a fucking complete idiot. And this, y'all, would you call him a Terence Crawford fan or just an Errol Spence hater? I wouldn't even call him a Terence Crawford fan. I'd just call him a hating ass nigga. That's the definition of an ignorant ass, hating ass nigga right there. Real talk. Shit don't make no sense, dog. It don't make no sense that you got grown ass men this fucking ignorant. It makes no sense that you have grown ass men this motherfucking ignorant. And he actually let some shit like that come out of his mouth. Shit crazy as hell. I mean, but hey, you hear shit like this all the time on YouTube. Only on YouTube you'll hear some shit like this. Errol Spence staged the car accident. See, I put the video out, and it's crazy, right? Because when I put the video out talking about how motherfuckers was making videos talking about Errol Spence staged his own car accident, it's so many people that don't know how to read a title and comprehend and then go listen to the content that went in there and they started attacking me. Oh, you're full of shit. You're cap. How do they even have your channel still up saying that Errol Spence did this? But I understand how ignorant people are and they can't comprehend because we still got guys like this dude, Gotham's Reckoning, on the internet. Grown ass men. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. But I don't know what y'all got on this shit.
Hey, Key, you forgot about the way Earl was swallowing, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean,
hey, is he still in the background, bro? He's saying he want to respond. So.
I mean, yeah, he in the background. Where he gonna stay at?
All right, I got you. Nah, bro. So for me, where it went off for me, and when I was listening, you can't say you know what I'm saying, you blue collar, you started from the mud, you did this, you did that. Like, all right, cool, bro. But then you try to be a body language expert, start talking about how many times people swallow they spit and all that. Like, bro, let's just kick some facts, let's talk some boxing, and let's keep it at that, bro. Like, I think you handled them, and if it would have been a debate, if y'all have kept going, I think you probably would have kept watching them. But you know, it is what it is. I'm used to that type of shit, man. You know, people do that shit all the time, bro. Like you said though, the hater shit. Like I couldn't tell if you just hate Earl or if you just like Bud like that, because it was, you know, I would like people to try to get up and argue on behalf of Bud with some kind of coherency, some sort of like common sense. It rarely happens, bro. And so we left with one way.
Hey, Key, I'm switching devices, bro. Pardon me, knockout. I'm switching devices, Key.
No, you could do your thing. I ain't got nothing else on. I mean, Keith spoke all facts and kind of killed that argument real quick. You know, ain't nothing else to really say about it. That shit was. I thought it was gonna be something better than that because he really wanted to smoke in the chat. I thought he had some better points to make than that. So.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. When you come up here talking about, and I was looking at the man's mouth, and look how many times he swallowed his saliva, bro. What? Who has time to motherfucking fake a car accident on live, on Instagram live? Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and pay this motherfucking this tow company to find me a wrecked Bentley truck, right? Put it in the middle of the intersection. Then I'm gonna pay the police department to come out with a fake police report. Then I'm gonna pay the newspaper, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to fight Terence Crawford. And then y'all niggas is talking about, oh man, let him respond, let him get back up. Man, he ain't getting back up on my shit ever again. Real talk. A motherfucker that come and say some shit that goddamn ignorant don't even deserve a response. He didn't say it enough. Bro, he said a motherfucker, he said enough. More than enough. If y'all want to hear this nigga, right, tell him to make his own goddamn platform, right? And y'all can go over there and listen to his response. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, if y'all got a page, invite him up on y'all shit and you can hear his response. You know what I'm talking about? Invite him on y'all page and you can hear his response. Other than that, I ain't got time for that ignorant ass shit. You know what I'm talking about? Other than that, I don't got time for that ignorant ass shit. Anyway,
nah, bro, ain't nobody. He ain't mad because people want to debate, bro. People, you ain't come hard enough. You came with some bullshit, bro. That's all, man.
Like that's what he calls a debate, bro.
Like it wasn't good enough, bro. It wasn't good enough, dog.
Like that's what you call a debate, bro. Like that's what you call a debate.
It was a slaughter, not a debate. That was crazy.
Like that shit is just like for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. That shit don't make no sense. That's just like, you know what? I come on here and I say, you know what? Terence Crawford fake getting shot. Terence Crawford fake getting shot to duck Timothy Bradley. Yeah. Crawford ducked Timothy Bradley. He fake getting shot. Like what? He did what? Yeah, that's what he did. You remember that story about Terence Crawford got shot? Oh, he faked that shit so he could duck Timothy Bradley. Just come up with just dumb ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. It's mighty funny to me how all of a sudden now that Crawford is my bad. I see you up echelon. It's mighty funny to me, right? Now all of a sudden that Terence Crawford is saying that now I'm ready for EJ to spin the block.
Oh,
I'm ready now, EJ. I'm ready for you to spin the block, EJ. And it's mighty funny to me, right? Because a couple weeks ago, when you did your post-fight press conference inside the ring, you didn't even know how to say E or a J. You didn't know how to say the name Errol or a Spence. You did another press conference with the media, and you still didn't know how to say EJ name. Matter of fact, they asked you directly. Now can we get the fight between you and Errol Spence? Are you going to try to make that fight happen now? What's up with that fight? Everybody want to see it. I'm a free agent now, and you know, I'm still a free agent. I can make, you know, big fights. Bro, that's not what I asked you. Didn't ask you about if you was a free agent. I didn't ask you about you making the big fights in boxing. I asked you a direct question, and he wouldn't say it. He had two times, two separate, well, more than two times, because they asked him about it several times. Like I said, inside of the ring and at the post-fight press conference, they asked him. Didn't say that man's name. Didn't even know how to spell that man's name. Probably still don't know how to spell his name. But that's a whole different subject in itself. Right?
Shit, he don't even know the difference between spin and spin.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. We all saw that. You know what I'm talking about? But That's a whole different conversation in itself. I ain't even gonna get on it, right? But now all of a sudden that Errol Spence says, you know what? I need to heal up. Everybody know about the accident that I had, so I'm probably gonna be out of the ring until February, at the earliest April or May. I need to heal up. Oh, he couldn't wait. Oh man, when he heard that shit, he like, oh shit, injured. I'm gonna be able to get him off. I'm not only gonna be able to get him off another year plus layoff, I can get him off of an injury and a year plus layoff. Oh, I'm ready, EJ. I'm right here. You see me? I'm ready. All of a sudden, now he's ready. But before, you know what I'm saying? A couple weeks ago, he wasn't ready. That sounds real interesting to me. Sound real convenient. Now, should Errol Spence entertain him? I'll get into that later. But I'll pass the mic. I'll let Knockout cook on it, and then I'll go around, you know.
So when I hear that shit, bro, like, and I cooked on it, man. I made a video about it, but man, like when I hear that shit, bro, so much shit popped in my mind. First of all, don't you got Earl number, bro? Like it just reeks of publicity, like capping, like, you know, just some bullshit, just some old grimy ass Terence Crawford type shit. Like, you got his number, so why ain't you just call him directly and say that you was ready for him to spin the block? Because you trying to cap and put on for the people, bro. You trying to cap and put on for the people. And the part that really got me, bro, was when he said, I'm just trying to give you a heads up. I'm like, damn, this nigga give heads up now? So now you giving heads ups and shit. So when you supposed to give a heads up, hey, man, I got this BLK Prime shit. Hey, man, I'm entertaining this other fight over here. Hey, man, I just want to let all the fans know we might not be getting an Earl fight because I got this David. He didn't give the fans a heads up. He didn't give Steven Espinoza a heads up. He didn't give nobody a heads up with what he was doing with David Avenesia. But now he giving a nigga a heads up and shit, bro. Literally one day after Earl said, yeah, I was going to announce a fight, but the car accident pushed it back and shit. So, you know, I have to push that back to April, May, or June. Now you giving heads up, and now you ready for somebody to spin the block and shit. Now you got all this energy. But when you were supposed to give a heads up, so you could actually have a better chance of making the Errol Spence fight, you ain't give a heads up. When you were supposed to give the fans a heads up and let us know that fight might not be happening and shit, and that you're gonna take a fight in the interim and shit, you didn't give us a heads up. You just announced the fight. But now this nigga know how to give heads up and shit. Like, bro, get your capping ass out of here. You got that man number. You got Al number. If you want to really seriously re-enter negotiations, is that shit gonna really happen on Twitter? Or didn't you say that you can call Al? You can call Al, you can call Earl instead you using Twitter and shit, bro. That shit just reeks of publicity. And anybody that don't see through that shit, bro, I question your intelligence, man. I question your intelligence. We doing one tonight. I see you got the war show tonight. We doing one tonight. But that's all I got, bro. Like, it is what it is. That shit was fake to me, phony. I saw right through it because the nigga any nigga that's trying to give heads up for shit that don't really require heads up, because he already let you know he wanted to spin the block on you. He dropped a shirt calling you out and calling for the fight the day of your fight, nigga. Like he's spinning the block. He wants to fight you, bro. The only one that pulled out of the goddamn fight was you. So why you acting like now you coming back around like he was the one that messed up y'all fight? And this last thing I want to say to y'all, bro, this shit just a distraction. I don't want this shit to distract anyone in this chat or anyone on this panel from this fact right here. Would nobody need to spin no blocks? Would nobody need to give no heads up? None of that shit would need to happen if he would have just signed the fight Earl in the first goddamn place. It wouldn't be no need for all this shit. So no matter what nobody try to say, they try to spin the shit or they try to say whatever, bro, just don't never let that fact escape you. That the only reason he's sending out tweets about giving people heads up and he ready for this person to spin the block is because he ducked out on the fight in the first place. Wouldn't nobody need to spin no goddamn block if you would have signed to fight Earl, bro. It is what it is. That's all I got, man.
Well, I see it, man. Like I said it earlier, it's funny when the man hurt. Now you got something to say, but when your fight day came, you ain't have nothing to say.
Even when that man called you out when he made a new shirt talking about spinning the block and making a phone call, you talking about, haha, that's a good one. You ain't tell him that you was ready then. You just told that man that was a good one about the shirt. So you wasn't ready then. But now that man got an injury and he talked about being out for a year, now you ready. See, you didn't want him after he got that Ugas fight after he been out for a year and then got a tune-up. And see, if I'm Earl, I'm going to talk to him like this. Look, this the date. We not doing all this arguing and none of this shit right here. Either we take it or leave it. Boom. If not, I'm taking the Thurman fight. Because what he wants his name to be out there in lights. Because Bud's a diva, like I said before, man. He has to have people talking about him. He has to have some kind of relevance. Because he feel like he doesn't get the praise and the shine that he deserves as a boxer. So he has to have somebody talking to him because he craves the stardom and the fan base that Earl has. Like, he's jealous. He's a jealous-hearted individual. And when you jealous-hearted like that, ain't no good ever gonna come out of that. Like, all the bullshit that he did, never once has Earl still knocked that man down. Earl could have came out and told how that man did all that bullshit, but Earl's a man, dog. He's a real nigga, dog, and he's not gonna do that. Like when the dude asked him, he said, God damn it. He said, look, the man just didn't do business right. He didn't go into detail or nothing. You know, he kept it solid like a nigga. But you see Terence Crawford, his whole crew and everything, when they backdoor Earl, you got Burner the box and them like, we left him in the dust. He ain't got nothing to do. Like, they were happy that they left the man without a fight and everything like that. Like they just didn't want the man to make no money. Like, they care about money and they don't want Earl to eat. And Earl gonna eat regardless. Earl doesn't have a problem selling. Earl sold out the damn stadium with Ocampo, Garcia, Ugas, Porter. Earl gonna sell. People like the truth. It's much more people that respect the truth than people that don't respect the truth. And Earl gives it to us raw. He does what he say he gonna do. And Bud, he know he has that last strap, but I think Earl at the point now, like, look, either man, I get it or I don't. You know, but you're not about to hold this shit over me all this damn time right here. The hell with the shit. And Bud, no, he got a mandatory coming up in May too. So he's trying to see what's up too. But I think he might. It's a 50-50 chance that he might sign a fight with Earl right now because Earl hurt and everything. As long as Earl don't go into a tune-up. But I feel like Earl don't even need a tune-up. I feel like this fight right here be easier than the Ugas fight. Like, if he get himself back right, go ahead and take this man on out, get you undisputed and move on up. But that's all he wanted to hear was Earl wasn't 100%. You know, he got to have some kind of advantage. That's it.
Bud's just trying to stay relevant, man. Every time, like I said, every time EJ is hurt or something happens to him, Bud wants to stick his chest out. Bud is that barking dog that when the fence is in between him, he'll bark all day. As soon as the gate open, he stopped barking. He was really hoping that EJ was fucked up after that first car accident. I think after he seen what he did to Ugas, he wasn't as confident as he was because he realized EJ really wasn't that fucked up. So I think Bud is hoping that EJ's going to slow down. But the more Bud puts this off, he's either going to have to fight Boots or he's going to have to fight EJ. So he got to make a choice here soon. But like I said, man, bring on Keith Thurman because I don't think Bud's going to fight Errol Spence. But that's all I got.
Okay. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all smash on the like button. Man, hold on. I'm chewing.
The like button free, man. If you don't hit the like button, that means you a hater, bro. Because the like button's free.
Oh, so it's a lot of haters up in here. You better believe that. Picasso, what's happening with it?
There's a lot of people just patrolling, not wanting to hit the like button. Hit the like button.
I came here and liked it on 3 pages, on all 3 of my channels. Y'all can't even hit the like button? Come on, man.
There's a lot of haters up in here. You better believe that.
If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. If you don't like something, I'm not going to be somewhere I don't like it. Come on, now.
The thing is, right, I'm kind of up in the air with the whole thing. It's kind of, it's like, right, if Errol Spence, and I'm going to just keep it 100, Errol Spence going there against Terence Crawford over another year-plus layoff, right? Another over a year layoff because he's had injury after injury. layoff after layoff, right? Coming off another injury in another layoff, right? And let's say Terence Crawford wins the fight. Well, that takes you know, a little bit away from Terence Crawford, because then you can say, well, Errol Spence was injured coming off a long ass layoff and an injury. If Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford coming off a long ass layoff and another injury, to me, that make Terence Crawford look lesser than what he, you know, may be. It's like, damn, nigga, this nigga was ever able to beat your ass coming off an injury and another, you know, 14-month layoff.
He did it to Ugas, though. You know, Ugas.
But see, you got to understand is that people are putting Terence Crawford on a pedestal way above Ugas. So now it's like, bro, you wasn't nowhere near what we thought you was. This man came in here and whooped you like that. So I think, and I'm not saying that's the case, right? But I'm saying those can be arguments going both ways, because now you got a fighter that you don't even know if he was at his best, right? You don't know if he was at his best. You really don't. Now, if Errol Spence goes and fights Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman is not a tune-up by any means, right? But I think it'll be, you know, kind of even. Keith Thurman been out. Keith Thurman had a whole bunch of injuries himself. You even with both of them, right? He go and fight Keith Thurman, beats Keith Thurman, and then him and Terence Crawford go directly into a fight with each other. Now it's no excuses either way. Both fighters been active. Both fighters are healthy. And you got the best fighting the best at their best. That's what real boxing fans want to see. You know, now you might have fans that's like, well, I don't give a fuck. I still think that EJ will beat him either way. And you got fans that's like, I don't give a fuck. I still think that Terence Crawford can beat him either way. But the point is you want to have both fighters at their best. I said the same shit with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Why should I say anything different with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? Now, I know people going to say, well, people didn't have a problem with Errol Spence and Crawford fighting when Crawford was coming off a year layoff. And you know what I got to say to that? Look at all of the inactivity that Errol Spence had. All of the layoffs that Errol Spence had. Crawford wasn't hurt. Crawford had a chance to take a tune-up, right? He had more than enough time to take a tune-up, right? So when you talk about if Crawford and Errol Spence had a fought in November or early 2023, I don't think it would have made a difference, because, you know, Errol Spence had a whole lot of injuries and a whole lot of layoffs, and he just had one fight in between. I think that would have made a lot of difference. But when you talk about all of the injuries that Errol Spence has had coming off another injury, to me, yeah, that it could make a difference. I mean, ain't nobody fucking RoboCop. Man, that motherfucker ain't RoboCop. At some point, having all of those long-ass extended layoffs, right, with injuries, at some point it catches up to you. And that's what I think Terence Crawford is now looking at. Now he's like, now I got an upper hand on him. Ain't no way he could be as sharp, right? One thing that we heard Errol Spence say in the Ugas fight is, look, man, I was a little rusty, but I want to stay active, so the next time y'all see me, I'm going to be a lot better than what y'all see me, what y'all saw tonight. It took me a while to get warmed up. I had been out of the ring so long, I was rusty. Terence Crawford looking at that and like, shit, he going to be even more rusty now. Now, am I saying that's a fact that he will be? Nah, but I mean, it's a good possibility. And at that point, you're not seeing the best fight the best at their best. So all of a sudden now, they trying to rush Errol Spence. You hear Blue Blood. You hear all these other channels. Terence Crawford said he'll be ready in April. Ain't no need for Errol Spence to take a fight. Terence Crawford said he'll be ready in April. What's up? What's up? All of a sudden now, Errol Spence don't need no tune-up. Errol Spence don't need a tune-up in between. Or not even a tune-up. Errol Spence don't need a fight in between. But it was okay for Crawford to have a fight in between. All of a sudden now, Errol Spence got to cater to what Terence Crawford wants when Terence Crawford is the one that fucking left and walked away from the fight. Pretended like he was all in and walked away from the fight. But now Errol Spence is the one that has to cater to Terence Crawford. Make that shit make sense to me. Errol Spence is the one that stayed at the table all the way up until you motherfucking walked out the back door. But he's obligated to cater to you because you saying that, oh, I'm ready in April all of a sudden. And my question is, how come you didn't say that you was ready for Errol Spence in April when they asked you after your last fight? Why did you so conveniently have to wait until you heard that he wasn't going to take a fight in between because he was injured and had to heal up? I'm just saying, it don't take rocket science to figure this shit out. If the shoe fit, motherfucker didn't wear it. Anybody got anything else to add?
Nah, I mean, just that. The thing with that shit is, bro, the reason he waited because when he heard Earl say, I was about to announce a fight. So when you know somebody about to announce a fight, that means the shit already done. The shit's already signed, sealed, and delivered. And he said they had to push the date back. So it's easy to say, I'm ready now. I'm telling you what the play is. He's hoping for one or two things. Number one, he really hoped that Earl just go ahead with the fight that he got planned or that he was about to announce, and then he can push that, oh, he ducking me. I was ready to negotiate. He didn't want the fight. I want the fight. I'm doing everything I can to make the fight. That same bullshit. Or if Earl and them do go ahead and be like, man, fuck it. What's up? What we doing? We'll put that shit to the side. Let's get it popping in April. Let's get it popping in May since you said you're going to be ready. Now he thinks he got the upper hand. Oh, I just fought in December. You know, you coming off an injury. I'm going to catch you off of a 1 year plus layoff. Like, he just always looking for every little nook, every little cranny, every little advantage, bro. He don't want this shit on the even playing field. Now, kind of like you, like what my opinion is, bro, like at this point, I want to see the fight. And I believe as long as Earl heals from those injuries well, as long as Earl has a great training camp, if he's 100% healthy, I think even a little rusty, I think he can dust Bud ass off. So I'm all for him, bro. Just like what I want him to do, and I know I'm just a fan. I ain't got to get in there and shit. What I would like for him to do, I believe that fight was Keith Thurman, man. You go ahead and push Keith Thurman to the side. If you're going to fight in April, May, or June anyway, bro, go ahead and just try to get that fight with Bud, bro. But I would do it publicly. I would send him the shit, let everybody know you sent the shit, and give him 48 hours to go ahead and sign on that shit. If he don't sign that shit, then you go ahead and do the fight that you already got signed that you had to push back. But I would give it one more go since he opened his mouth and shit acting like he wanted. Make his ass duck you twice or fight you. Make that shit all the way irrefutable so can't nobody say a motherfucking thing, bro. Because I believe if they get in that ring, I think Earl has already proved by the way that he behaved outside the ring, by the way that he fight, and by how he's handled these negotiations and went and did everything that he said, bro. I just think he's mentally tougher, and I think he's just a bigger dog, bro. I do not think this fight is as close as a lot of people think it is. And so as a result, I think if all we got to worry about is him being a little rusty the first few rounds, I think he'll still do something bad to that man, bro. Straight up and down.
Yeah, I feel like shit. I feel like I said, I feel like Ugas was probably Earl's be his toughest fight. I don't see, like, we all smart up here. We all look at film studies and stuff. Like, I've did a lot of film studies just like Knockout. And like I've watched Bud, and like
Everybody say he starts slow and stuff. It don't be that. Like smaller fighters and most fighters be getting at Bud because his defense is not what they say it is. Majority of the time he's bigger. He's like 20 pounds bigger than the other fighters. Like he's always been like a weight bully. He's always been much bigger than everybody that he's fought. And as he got to 147, he struggled. I've watched Kell Brooks damage that man in one round, his eye and everything. I don't see him in the same league as Earl, honestly. And I've done films after films about the shit. He just doesn't. He's a smoke screen. I feel like Keith Thurman's a better fighter. I feel like Ugas was a tougher fight. That's why they didn't want that Ugas smoke. Ugas beat the man twice because he's done figured it out. I just feel like, when you bashing bums, I mean, people, you big where you come from at. If you sitting there beating a lot of bums, first off, yeah, you good, but you stagnate. You don't give you don't give yourself a chance to grow. You don't make yourself improve because you're not pushing yourself to the limit to make yourself have to overcompensate for what you're lacking. Like, how can you know how great you are if you're not pushed or tested to the limit? If you're not pushed to the edge of your abilities, you can never break that ceiling and move to an upper echelon of boxing. You can never move to the higher plateau. You're gonna stay where you are, like playing chess. If you play against a person with a weak chess game, it's gonna make your chess game weaker. Like if you put Errol Spence in the ring with David Avenesian, or I'm gonna call his name David Asterisk now because he's gonna have an asterisk on Bud's name now. But if you put him in the ring with David Asterisk, Earl gets rid of that man in 2-3 rounds tops. Like it won't even be competitive. If Bud was the person that we said he was, that should have been 1-2 rounds maybe. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like Mean Machine gave him too much trouble. Like Bud is a smoking mirror, and now he see Earl messed up. I feel like Earl can beat that man off a year's layoff and coming off an injury. Like he can do that, and I want Earl to go ahead and do it, and then free up this division. Let them young dogs have this division. Go ahead and do what you got to do, and move on up after you finish with them. And I would be like Knockout said. I have him and Keith Thurman both right there. I give Bud 48 hours, or I give him 72 hours. I give you 3 days. The contract's public. If you don't go through with it, I'm going through with Keith Thurman. We not about to play this shit that we played last time. Period.
Yeah, man. Now, me personally, right? I mean, you got your views. Me personally, I'm gonna give Crawford more respect than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him respect. If I'm Errol Spence, I'm giving him the respect of being a top pound for pound fighter. Terence Crawford is very, very gifted offensively. To me, he's one of the best offensive gifted fighters that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give him his respect. That's why I believe that Errol Spence, needs to be at his best to beat Terence Crawford. And I believe that Errol Spence at his best will beat the shit out of Terence Crawford. I don't believe that the same Errol Spence that fought Sean Porter or Mikey Garcia could beat Terence Crawford. I just don't. So I'm not one of the ones that think that Errol Spence can just, come in and just, be at 75%, 80% of himself and beat Terence Crawford. No. I believe that he needs to be, hold on. I believe that he needs to be at his best because, like I said, we can have our opinion on Terence Crawford, right? But you show that man respect of being one of the best fighters. So showing him respect of being one of the best fighters, you make sure that you are at your best when you get in the ring with him. The same with Terence Crawford. You need to make sure that you're the best version of yourself when you get in the ring with Errol Spence. It goes both ways, right? Because, quite frankly, you know what I'm saying, to what you said, upper echelon, and that's just your opinion, right? I think that if it was a fight, how you speaking on, we don't really need to see the fight then. You know what I'm saying? If Errol Spence is that much better than Terence Crawford and can go in there and beat him, you know what I'm saying? Don't even have to be at his best and beat him. I don't understand why we need to see this fight. Okay. I don't feel that way. I'm gonna give Terence Crawford. I'm gonna give Terence Crawford his respect. You know what I'm saying? Of being what they think he is. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, right? Even though that your competition level is very low, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, right? That I will do because, you know what I'm saying? He deserved that. He deserved for me, right? Or he deserved for Errol Spence to be the best version of himself coming into that fight. That's why it's the best fight in the best. That's why it's a fight that everybody want to see. That's why the odds will be very close when the Vegas odds come out. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's why I want both of these fighters to be at their best. Straight like that. I got to give him the respect. I mean, I see what the man can do offensively. He's not no fucking C level or B level fighter. He a hell of a fighter offensively. Defensive, he got defensive flaws. He do. Errol Spence has his flaws. They both got flaws, but they both do things at an A++ level also. So I'm not gonna take that away from that man. But you know, everybody got their opinion.
Yeah, I understand what you said. I'm saying, but you think the Ugas Spence could beat him? The Spence that fought Ugas.
I think I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I saw, you know, certain times in that fight, I was right there, damn near ringside at that fight. So I saw, you know what I'm saying, certain things that Errol Spence was doing, right? And you could tell that he was his timing was off, that he was a little rusty, that Terence Crawford would have capitalized on. Real talk, I saw that. I'm not gonna try to pretend like I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we keep it real. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it 100. So when motherfuckers is talking about like, oh, you just hate on Terence Crawford. No, when I speak on Terence Crawford, I speak the facts. So I saw where I'm like, damn, Errol Spence, his timing kind of off. He missing body shots and swinging and hitting the air. I know Errol Spence don't do that type of shit when he's firing on all cylinders. Exactly. Of course, you're gonna be rusty with all that time off, right? And I saw that it took Errol Spence a good 5 rounds to really warm up and get in his groove. Yeah. Now, if Terence Crawford is everything that they saying he's saying that he is, right? I don't how do I say this? I don't think that Errol Spence can afford to have those mistakes, right?
Yeah.
You can't go Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Can't go into the ring with each other and think that they can, you know what I'm saying, be rusty and have you know, have mistakes like that. That's just what it is. And I'm just using them, but I'm just saying when the best fight the best, you gotta be at your best. You gotta be on point at all times because that other fighter might be at his best. And he might not give you a chance to warm up. He might not give you a chance to, you know what I'm saying, be kind of have your timing off for 5 rounds and then warm up and get into your groove. Vice versa. And that stands for Errol Spence or Terence Crawford.
And see,
that's why we all want to see this fight. I thought that's what real boxing fans want to see, the best fight in the best. Not somebody that they just know gonna run through the other guy. I don't know that Errol Spence is just gonna run through Terence Crawford. That's why I want to see the fight. I believe that Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. Yeah. Hell yeah. And I put money on Errol Spence. He come in the ring. He that nigga with the shag. At his best, I believe that he'll run through Terence Crawford. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But see, like I said, Terence Crawford starts off slow too. But what I was gonna say,
but you can't bank on that. You can't bank on that.
I mean, I know that though, but like I said, I've done watched a lot of his daggone film, and I'm just saying it's a lot of defensive holes that he got, but Earl got holes too, because sometimes he don't get his head off the line. And I just, you know, in my opinion, I just felt like the styles, the type of style that Terence Crawford, I feel like it'll be an easier fight than like maybe the Kill Brook and them fight like that. I feel like for Earl, it'll be easier because I don't really think that Terence will be able to take them body shots, because I've seen when Benavidez hit him in the body, like Terence don't like them body shots. But you know, that's why we got to see the fight. You feel me? That's why we
Yeah,
got to
and
see
just like Derek James said, you don't focus on the mistakes that the fighter made, the flaws that the fighters got. You focus on what they do well, because they might come in the ring, right? And they might have fixed those flaws. They might not display those flaws against you. You focus on what that fighter does best. And so that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? All fighters got flaws. The same way we saying this shit about Terence Crawford, you gonna have the next person tell you the same shit about Errol Spence. That's why both of these fighters need to be at their best. And I'm not confident that Errol Spence is going to be at his 100% best coming off another accident and another year plus layoff. Yeah, Errol Spence looked good against Ugas. Was he at his best against Ugas? No. I didn't like Errol Spence wasn't the same fighter against Ugas that he was against motherfucking
Peterson,
Kell Brook or Lamont Peterson. No, that wasn't the same Errol Spence.
nah.
Yeah, he was better than the Errol Spence that we saw against Danny Garcia, but he wasn't better than the Errol Spence that we saw against Kell Brook or Lamont Peterson, because we didn't see Errol Spence timing off in those fights. We saw him clicking on all cylinders in that fight. And we could use the Kell Brook fight because Kell Brook was on that level. Kell Brook was that dude. That was him. He was him. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see Errol Spence's timing off or him rusty in there. So that's just what it is.
Here's why I said what I said, right? Like both of y'all making great points. But one thing I didn't hear and what's really making me lean heavy towards Earl, bro, it's the mental shit, man. I do not believe Terrence Bud, like all the shit that we believe about Bud, like this great offensive person and all that. Like I see all that same shit too. And I'm not even talking about it being against subpar competition. The way that he handled this shit, these negotiations with Errol Spence, the way that he's been acting, it's some of the same clown shit that I see from Ryan Garcia. It's some of the same little shit that make me believe, bro, you don't really believe in yourself, dog. Like, and so that's why I'm like, man, Earl will dog walk this man. Cause I think when they get into it, bro, I know when a nigga believe in himself, bro. Ain't nobody gonna ever convince me that Bud Crawford believe in himself with the way that he been acting, bro. Straight up and down. So that's why I'm like, yo, this fight that I thought was hella close, I thought this fight was gonna be a 50-50 joint. I don't know, bro. Like I think this shit could go one way in favor of the fighter from Dallas just because he carrying himself more like, say, I'm gonna stomp your ass, bro. Where the other one, like, I'm pulling out of shit, pulling fugazi shit, lying, capping, more concerned about the PR and shit. Let me post this shit publicly when I could call you privately. Let me lie about this. Let me lie about that. And I'm just looking at it like, damn, bro, like, what's up with your mental, bro? You don't believe in yourself? And then the other thing that I ain't hear mentioned, bro, Derek James coaching circles around Bo Mac, dog. So when they get into that fray, when they get into that shit, like, everybody thought motherfucking Frank Martin and Michelle Rivera was a 50-50 fight. And man, Derek James coached that man how to just take Michelle Rivera jab away like that, bro. A dude that been boxing since he was 10 and Frank Martin starting since he was 19, bro. That man game plan for Terence Crawford, bro, and the adjustment he gonna have Earl making, bro. That shit gonna be so on point. So shit, bro. Like I just see a whole little coward, little I don't believe myself energy from Bud Crawford. And then I think Errol Spence got a far superior coach. Man, I think Earl gonna do something bad to that boy. That's why I say shit. If he physically right, he got that goddamn strength and conditioning, bro. You know what I'm saying? He got his nutritionist and he healthy, he feel good, ain't got no lingering effects, bro. Man, make that motherfucking fight. I think he gonna walk through that, man, bro. And I could be dead ass wrong, but shit, I see what I see, bro. And it's gonna take them fighting to change my mind, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, knockout. I agree with you. I see everything that you said, but at the same time, hey, you still got to get that man the respect. You got to give him the highest respect. You feel what I'm saying? Because if they saying that he's this and that, and you see that man got 10 straight KOs, you still, with all of that being said, you still got to go in there like he's him. Like he's everything that people saying you got to prepare for him like that. And I heard what you said at the end. what you said at the end was the key thing that you said is that if Errol Spence is basically at 100%, right? That was basically what you were saying.
Yeah, if he physically 100%, I don't want no tune. Like if he ain't got no issue, he healed from that accident, and he can have a good camp, bro. Don't fight no motherfucking Keith Thurman. Fight this nigga next, bro. Get this shit popping, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I'm saying, and I was basically saying the same thing. I want to see both of them, right, physically at 100%. I want to see that shit for both of them. But in Errol Spence's case, all the history and the layoffs that you had, sometimes you really don't know if you 100%, like physically you might feel 100%, but it's different when you get in there with 8-ounce gloves. You know, we've heard, and you know, Knockout, how many fighters have you heard say, you know what I'm saying, man, it was the rust. I was a little rusty. You know, we hear that shit all the time with fighters that's had long ass layoffs. Like I was a little rusty. You know what I'm saying? In a fight like this, you can't afford to be a little rusty. But also, as you know, what Knockout is saying, also, you've seen fighters that's just different. You've seen them. Floyd Mayweather can come off a 2-year layoff and go in there and look like he ain't never left. You can see Andre Ward.
I'm trying to tell you, Key, I believe this nigga's like John Jones, bro. Like, bro, I think this nigga just look different, dog. Like, I think he has John Jones shit, man. Go ahead, my bad.
And you've seen, you know, fighters like Andre Ward and fighters like a Sugar Ray Leonard, and, you know, you've seen those fighters be able to come off a long ass layoff and still look like that they never left in the ring. And you know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence, he's shown that, you know what I'm saying, he's like that. He's shown that, right? So I understand also where Knockout is coming from that standpoint. But you know, with that being said, I think that is all, you know, how you behave in the gym and outside of the ring. So yeah, it is a possibility, a good possibility, depending on what he do leading up from, you know, right now all the way up until he get in the ring next time. Depending on what he do inside of that gym and outside of the ring, yeah, he can still go in there and be 100%. So, but like I said, me personally, I'd rather for him to go in there, you know what I'm saying, fight a Keith Thurman, fight a fight like that, and then go into the biggest fight of your career, you know, knowing, not thinking, knowing that, oh yeah, I'm shit. Ain't no rust. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Let's go ahead and do it. Fight Keith Thurman 3 months later. Come on, let's get it popping. That's what I'd rather see. But you know, that's in the perfect world.
You think Bud that much better than Keith Thurman though, Keith?
When you say that, bro, when you say kind of like what we were talking about with Ryan and Tank, the first thing I'm thinking with the shit Bud been pulling, bro, if Earl try to do that shit, man, Bud might pull some motion. Well, I told him I couldn't be out the ring for a whole year and shit.
Oh, yeah, you know he gonna do that.
You know what I'm saying? That's like I'm just worried. I just want to see that goddamn fight. But
that's why he got to get it while he can, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but like I said, you fuck around and do that shit and lose, and you know, because you rusty and shit, and you say, and then you think that man gonna give you a rematch? Man, hell no. That man gonna fucking dip off, and you'll never hear a motherfucking Bud or Crawford again. He gonna retire after that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna dip off and ride into the sunset, you know. And a lot of people that's Errol Spence fans gonna have an excuse saying that, hey, well, you know what I'm saying? You got Errol coming off an injury in a year layoff. And that's just what it's gonna be, bro. And so I just look at it at all angles to where I want them to get in the ring to where it ain't no motherfucking excuses. Although no matter who wins, it's always gonna be excuse, but where it's no valid excuses to where you can have an argument with that shit. But Lord to the Game Boxing Talk says Bud gets all the credit in the world because when Errol pummeled his ass, I want Errol to get his credit. Derrick James has the best game plan in boxing. Oh man, that's a fact. Like Knockout said, man. Another thing, Knockout said made some great points. Another thing is you can't compare Derrick James, and Bomac. You can't compare them. Not no comparison. But I think that Terence Crawford is at the point in his career, he don't even really need Bomac in his corner. Motherfucker, he know what the fuck he got to do. Bomac gonna be telling them shit anyway.
You still need another set of eyes to tell you that shit. Like, you know, I used to box too, but you still need another set of eyes that'll see.
But Bomac don't be telling them shit.
I know he a cheerleader. You need
Bomac the hype man.
You need somebody that's
let's get more competitive. Come on, bud. Let's get more competitive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't need see Derrick James. Every time somebody come back to that corner, it's a teaching moment. He tells you what you're doing wrong and what you need to do and how to correct what you're doing. Bud doesn't have that over there. So when his back's against the wall, all he's gonna get is a pep talk. And see, that's gonna be a whole lot different when you got Derrick James breaking down the fight every round. Every round is adjustments being made, and that's gonna be hard to get stopped.
Yeah, man. But like I said, one thing I'm gonna say, if we know that Terence Crawford is gonna make sure if he get in that ring with Errol Spence, he's going to make sure that he is the best version of Terence Crawford that we've ever seen. And you got to prepare for that, and you got to think that just off the rip. We already see like Knockout is saying how his energy is, like his confidence, like Knockout saying he don't see that confidence in Bud when it comes to Errol Spence. Well, you got a scary man is dangerous. A scary motherfucker dangerous. So if he get in that ring, y'all got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to prepare for a different Terence Crawford than you ever seen before. And that's just giving the respect to your opponent. That's just what it is when you got to fight at this magnitude. Now, let me let Starvinsky get his say in, and then I'm gonna let NDM3. I'm gonna let him get in, and then we gonna close it up.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, like I've been doing, man. Earl said he make your favorite fighter look like a tune-up, so go ahead and tune Terence Crawford ass up, man. I believe EJ gonna stomp him. To be honest, once EJ motor get going, I believe from 4 on, EJ might stop him in like 8 or 9. So I think EJ steamrolls Bud. I just hope, like I said, we get the fight. That's all I got, man. And thank you for allowing me on your panel, man. I'm finna get up off here. Y'all have a wonderful day. Holidays to all y'all, and God bless y'all, man.
You too, blessings. Good seeing you, bro.
God bless, brother.
What's going on with it, man? MDM3, what you got?
What's going on, fellas, man? As far as the Bud EJ thing, man, I think at the end of the day, you got to say it's 50-50 because ain't neither one of them fought somebody like the other one. You feel me? Bud, we seen his weaknesses defensively, and Errol put that pressure on you, and Errol got the reach and athleticism to where Bud can't just run from you. But at the same time, like y'all said, Bud offensive game is up there. It's top notch. You feel me? So he gonna land his shots on EJ too. My big thing with the bullshit I would say Bud pulled is holding up other fighters like Boots. You feel me? That man is a dog, and you really holding up his career doing some fuck shit with Errol.
Yeah. I mean, they held up a lot of shit, man. They was really trying to get this fight done for November the 13th. The fight was the date that they wanted. And I see a lot of people talking about, oh, well, man, Terence Crawford pulled out because they said they wasn't going to fight until 2023. But they never tell you why the fight had to be pushed back to 2023. He's the reason why.
Yeah. And for real, you feel me, 2-3 more months, that don't make no difference, man. If you're going to sit there and make whatever it was with BLK Prime, I don't believe he was going to make less fighting Errol, so why not wait the extra couple months? So
he wanted to tune up, and that's just what it was. He wanted to tune up, but instead of being trill about the shit, being truthful about the shit, and saying, you know what? I need a tune up. I've been out of the motherfucking ring a long time. Now I've been out of the ring. It's going to be a year. I need a tune up. Motherfuckers would have respected the shit and be like, hey, at least we know that he signed the contract and we still going to get a fight. And then people would have been like, okay, well, shit, we want to see Errol Spence get another fight in between, but we cool with that. Personally, I don't know about everybody else on the panel. Personally, right? If he had signed the contract and we would have had, a fight already in the bag, in just knowing that he needed a tune-up, right? And then Errol Spence would have had an opportunity, right? Make his choice to get a tune-up fight or a fight in between, right? I wouldn't have never shit on motherfucking Bud for that. I would have been cool. I don't know about the other people on the panel.
Me
Y'all
too.
can chime in. I've been cool with it.
I would have supported his other fight too. Shit.
Yeah, bro, it's the same shit with Tank Davis. Everybody cool. Just hate the Luis Garcia fight. They like, look, I got some big shit popping for y'all right after this shit, and we done agreed to this shit. Man, if Terence Crawford been like, look, man, I signed to fight Earl, bro. I'm fighting his ass. They had to push the fight till 2023. But in the meantime, I'm finna put hands and feet on David Avenese. I'm like, nigga, what? I bet, bro. We crunk because we know what's coming to us. It's the fact that you pulled out of the shit and you did. He made it a either or. I'm doing this instead of doing that. When if what you were saying was true, both options were available to you. And he didn't even try to go that route to say, hey, I got this over here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this tune up, but let me go ahead and sign y'all. Since remember, he agreed to everything, right?
Exactly.
So it's just a bunch of bullshit, bro. So yes, I would not have given a fuck, bro. Just like I don't give a like my energy don't change, but that's what people don't understand, bro. I'm really objective. It's just that it just seemed like I'm shitting on him because I gotta tell the truth about him, bro. But I'm really fucking objective because if he did that shit that Tank did, bro, I'd have no issue, bro. In the moment that he signs the fight, that he fights it, bro, my whole tune will change, bro.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Knockout. I mean, when you go back to look at Holyfield and Tyson, I'm talking about when the fight was originally supposed to happen back in like 90, 91, right? When you go back, they both had tune-ups in between, but they already knew that they were supposed to be fighting it. Now, we know what happened. Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, so that shit went out the window, right? But, I mean, it happens all the time in big mega fights. Will one fighter take a tune-up? Shit, we can even talk about with Andre Ward and Kovalov. They took I don't remember what Kovalov did, but I remember that Ward took a tune-up. Then he went in the fight with Kovalov, but it was already signed.
And when you do that, you're treating the fans better. So imagine if he lets PBC know, they know what's going on. He knows what's going on. And then now Earl like, all right, bet, bro, since you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and fight in November like I wanted to. You fight in December, and then we go ahead and sign the fight early next year, 2023. Earl fights maybe Keith Thurman in November, assuming he gets past him. Bud gets past Avenesian in December. That makes the fight bigger with two great performances. Both of them have more pay-per-view numbers and shit. They become bigger. Then they sign the fight already. We already know what's coming, bro. Fans would not have cared, bro. Everybody
would have pushed all the fights. We would have pushed it all because if they did that, like you said, if they would have did that, I would have pushed both of them. Like, yeah, they both get into their top performance so they can see each other at their best stages. Nobody has rust. Everybody's firing on all cylinders. They had a fight a month apart from each other, and they about to come back to make an undisputed, the biggest showdown in boxing. That right there, both of them would have sold. BLK Prime could have got damn paid that way too because people wanted to see what Crawford gonna look like before the Spence fight. People was gonna see what Spence wanted to see before the Crawford fight. They wanted to see the Spence how he look against Thurman so they can compare how he gonna look against Crawford. They gonna look at how Crawford gonna look even if he is against David Avenesian. They gonna want to see what Crawford look like because you know Crawford about to fight Spence next. We gotta see what he need to work on. Niggas gonna buy the fight because he doesn't sign for the Earl's fight next. So you want to see what he looks like before the fight.
The main thing for his image and his publicity, he would not have gotten all the smoke that he got, bro.
He would have got no fucking smoke. Like if they both would have did that, if they would have signed that shit right there, they both signed the fight in 2023. They both had a tune-up fight. We would have been watching both tune-up fights to see how they look before the biggest showdown in boxing, before Undisputed. I'd have been watching both fights, calling both fights, pushing both fights because we want to see both of them at their best. We got Earl versus Keith. You got Bud in his fight. Now we want to see how they both look in their last fight before they meet each other. Man, that's the biggest shit right there. That's the best thing they could have did for the fight. But they didn't.
Right. And what KD said, KD hit the nail right on the head. That's how a person who wants to fight would have moved. Clearly, Bud don't want to fight.
That's a great point.
And that's the point that I'm pretty much making. You know what I'm saying? I think we all kind of agree to that shit. That's how you move when you really want the fight. He didn't want to fight, so he was sneaky about it and then fucking shot out the back door when you know what I'm saying, when that motherfucking gate opened for him, he ran straight out that motherfucker. He snuck out of it. And that's just what it is, man. That's how you supposed to move if you want to fight. But he didn't want to fight. I couldn't have said it no better. Couldn't have said it no better, TD. But anyway, y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button. If y'all ain't hit the like button, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I know that Knockout, he got a show coming up here soon. So I'm gonna be over there tuning into his show. And Upper Echelon, I see you got the content up now, man. And so let me get y'all closing words before we get up out of here. Upper Echelon, let me get your closing words, man, before we get up out of here.
I mean, everybody, y'all hit the like button, man. You know, if you ain't subscribed to Upper Echelon, subscribe to me. You know I'm dropping new things, and I catch y'all all over on Knockout channel. He got a show coming up. Everybody go over there. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Knockout. Let them know.
Hey, man,
let them know the time.
Great ass show, man. Everybody hit the like button on your way out. Thanks to everybody that supported my brother's channel, man. And it's the end of the year, so we got our award show tonight, man. We gonna be lit. The panel will be open after I give out my awards, man. We got Duck of the Year, Prospect of the Year, Trainer of the Year, Knockout of the Year, Fight of the Year, Fighter of the Year. And then we'll open up the panel. Y'all can tell me where I'm wrong, where I'm right, who I should have gave what award to. But man, we put a lot of thought into it. Got hopefully a fun show that all y'all can enjoy coming to you tonight at 7:30 Central Time. So y'all come through, man. I'm gonna have the panel open as soon as I drop these awards on y'all head. Man, we're doing the Duck of the Year for the first time. It's the second time since we started the channel that we're doing an award show. So the second annual Knockout Awards, they going down tonight, man. It's gonna be better than the Oscars and shit, man. So y'all come through and come check us out as we give out the end of the year awards for these different categories, man. But Key, appreciate you as always, man. Y'all smash my man's like button on y'all way out of here. And I'll see y'all all in about 45 minutes, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody that came through, that hit the like button. You know, great show. Make sure that y'all go sub to Knockout Boxing 86 TV if you're not sub to him. And make sure that y'all go show Upper Echelon some love. Sub to his channel. He got new content up for y'all now. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. We will be back. I appreciate everybody, and I'm gone. We out.